Hello?
Are we here? Man, StreamYard, come on.
Longest intro ever.
You could hear that, right? The music?
Yeah.
It was
For
cool.
one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
just
for me it
Didn't drop out
totally
on me.
it totally dropped out on me, and I'm glitching, I'm freezing. Look at this.
Johnny, did you
Johnny, you gotta get a new computer.
Well, you can also restore your factory if you've backed it up. Restore your factory defaults, and it might get rid of any, anything tying it down. You can just go into. Is it a Mac or a PC?
PC.
Yeah, well, especially a PC, you can go in, just go into the factory defaults, and there you go, just like that.
Ned's chasing a moth. Do you see this?
Get it?
Yeah.
Go get
Look
it,
at
Ned.
this.
Nice.
Go Ned. Go Ned. Go Ned.
He just jumped out of the room, jumping around.
Is that a
Here
patent
we go.
pending?
Here we
Pete?
go.
Oh, nice
Jumping
fumble.
over the guitar. Nice.
Johnny, is that a patent pending, Peavy?
No.
Ah.
Nah,
A
it's
lot
an
of alliteration.
EVH. It's an
Oh, is
EVH.
it? Yeah, I couldn't see the headstock.
Mexico. Oh, there's the moth. You see it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Mothra! Oh, he could jump up. He might jump up on the table. We're about to witness a murder.
Right?
Get it.
That's a
Oh,
cat
he's jumping
too, man.
right here. You can't see him. He's
They're
bouncing
apex
around.
predators, man.
Oh, this is great. Ned, it's over here.
Ned's
This will be
favorite.
the-
Yeah, I'm sure he's
This will
having
be the
a great
most,
time.
Oh,
most
it's right
entertaining
here.
part of the show.
Anyway, hey everybody, this is Johnny Beane. Welcome to John BL's Straturday Night Live.
I love that. This is
Welcome to Johnny
Beane. Welcome to
Beans.
Johnny BL's.
Johnny Beans, John B.
There he is.
Hey, folks.
Hey, man.
What's going on?
Man, this is exciting.
Why? Oh, yeah. Let's see Ned. Let's see what Ned's doing, man. This isn't exciting on my.
Oh, I don't see him. I don't know. You should have seen him right here. He was bouncing. He was actually bouncing up and down. It was so funny.
Now, wasn't Ned a feral cat that you just started feeding?
Somebody else did, and then we adopted him from them.
You got him,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
through the SPCA or whatever. I don't know what you have in California.
I have no idea.
The shelter,
All right.
I don't know. I just know that he's wild.
man. He's a well adjusted animal.
Yeah.
That's cats are great, man. If you socialize them, they're just like dogs, except they want to kill you. Cats look at themselves as
Well,
the top of
it's-
the food chain, and they
yeah,
are.
It's a
Mhm.
very different. Yeah, it's a very very different animal than a dog. You know.
Do you guys know
in
Dan
many
Festuca?
Mm-mm.
You don't know? You guys don't know Dan Festuca? Dan's been in a bunch of bands. You've seen him in Jackson ads. He's years ago. He's completely jacked to the bejesus with a mohawk, and plays very pointy guitars. And
I can
Dan,
picture the ad. Yeah.
yeah, Dan has a lion, legit 800-pound lion. He's got a property, and I won't say where. It's in another part of the country, but he's got a property with an enclosure and stuff. And he goes out to this lion, and were it not for the fact that this lion is not 800 pounds,
Mhm.
it's just like a house cat. It's exactly like a house cat, except he feeds it like 60 pounds of raw chicken a day. But like, and we could probably pull up videos. He's got videos online of him with this lion. The lion's name is Vitani, and he buys Vitani like big barrels, like those big, barrels like you saw in Jaws that were out there in the ocean, floating in the ocean. He buys Vitani these barrels and stuff for Christmas, and Vitani rolls on them and stuff. And it's literally an 800-pound version of Ned. They're the same. They're exactly the same animal. There's no difference between your house cat and an 800-pound lion, except for they both look at you the same way, as prey.
In their brain, you can see it in every little cat. They know that they're, they'll go up against any big dog or anything if they.
They
have the
don't think
opportunity.
twice about it. It's awesome. So it's fun to watch Dan, and Dan is my size. He's 6'1", and he's got to be 250, 275, and just juiced to the bejesus. And he'll go out and just put his arm in the mouth of this lion, and the lion just sort of gnawing on his mouth and playing around and stuff. Yeah, it's awesome.
Until it does the what's the Las Vegas guys with the
lion. He
Hans
wrote
and
that-
Franz, I want to say.
He raised that lion from the time it was a cub. He's got two mastiffs, or they might even be pit bulls, but I think they're mastiffs, 2 mastiffs. And they all grew up together with this lion. So he used to keep the lion in his house, and it would like go into his laundry room and fuck with his laundry and stuff. It's insane. The whole story of this lion. It's massive and it's powerful. And he takes it out for walks on his property with just a chain around its neck, as if that's going to do anything. If that lion goes into a sprint, it's going to drag him, like cans behind a just married car. But he takes it out with a chain, and then he takes the chain off the lion and lets it go into the woods. Now he's obviously got a huge property line and fenced enclosure and stuff with a lion.
Hopefully,
but the lion goes up like how the cats have the scratching posts and stuff like that. The lion goes up to these massive trees and like works the bottom of the trees and stuff. And there's one of the trees in the enclosure that now has been worked so hard by this lion's claws that it's starting to tilt her. He's gonna lose this tree pretty soon.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow. Really quickly, everybody, welcome. We're live on Facebook, I think, and YouTube, of course.
Get back.
Where, of course, you can become a channel member. There it is. Executive producers are Charles Green, Joe Christian, Thomas Santiago, Music Therapy Laz, Mike Neese, Michael Smith, who we might see here in a few minutes, hopefully, and Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael. Hi, buddy.
Sorry, Steve Carmichael?
Yes. Oh, and look at that.
And here's Ace.
Ace
is a good boy. And Ace will eventually try to eat me at some point
I was
tonight.
going to say, yeah.
Yeah, he'll eventually.
He's waiting for the opportunity.
Yeah, he'll go after my hand at some point tonight. He gets me at least once a week. He's a good boy. But he's a rescue, and he's not well socialized. There he goes. I'm one of the only human beings he likes. And he barely likes me because I give him treats.
Wow. Man. What else? Really quickly. Subscribe and listen. Yeah.
You're a corporate
listen to the Johnny Beane podcast. iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I know I'm a few weeks behind, but because of serious computer issues, it's harder to work on the podcast. So,
as opposed to humorous computer issues.
Yes.
Been there.
So I'm in the process of compressing my entire music library to a smaller sample rate, so I can put them on a digital music player that I can Bluetooth to my stereo, my car stereo. And it says I've got this MP3 conversion. It's called the MP3 quality modifier. And it just says time remaining 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds because I have so much music. It's going to take me more than a day of constant processing to get this thing done. I can't open the list right now because of the way this thing is set up. But it's been running for, I don't know how many hours. It's 12.6% done. And I still have 33,419 songs to process.
Oh my goodness.
That's like when I was backing this computer up.
Yeah. It sounds
last
the same,
week.
Yeah.
Last week. It was like days. For 3 days. I had to leave this thing running for like 3 days.
And mandatory kind of Van Halen content. It's currently processing the Chicken Foot record.
Nice.
So
does it say how many gigs of data it is?
Processed chicken.
How many gigs of data it's processing?
Well, I mean the whole library, I guess. Do you know that?
I can tell you right now.
It's got to be a couple terabytes, probably.
Let's see. I'm going.
Although audio isn't as powerful as video, so
no, I've got it.
Well,
I'll
MP3s, WAV files. That's a different story.
MP3s are like what, a couple megabytes each for a song.
Yeah, I've compressed it all. I'm doing a library analysis right now. I've compressed it all into one folder at 320 kilobits, and it's probably somewhere around a half a terabyte. I'm finding out right now. It's still counting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's at over 210 gigs right now and still counting. I'll give you the total in a second.
Wow.
I'd love to put my whole library of video and audio on the
368
computer,
gigs.
Oh wow! So yeah, it's getting up there, almost half a terabyte.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll take
lot
it,
of
and then when I'm
music.
done, yeah, it's like 40,000 songs. What I'll do is when I'm done with it, I'll put it on this, which is basically it's a Sony hard drive MP3 player, proprietary MP3 player. And then this Bluetooths to anything in my house. So all of the CDs that I have around me, the 50,000 or so, 40 or 50,000 or so songs, I'll have right here at my hand that I can just Bluetooth and hit shuffle. Because that's what I do when I'm home alone is fuck with my music.
That's
it's good to have though. So you
don't forget to back up your backup.
Well, I've got 3 hard drives here, backups of backups of backups. The hard drive I'm pulling this one off of, I think, is a 5 terabyte hard drive. I got another 3 terabyte over here, and then this one is my work hard drive, which is a terabyte. So I've got at least 3 copies of everything in this room, not counting the physical copies.
That's basically what I have, like a library that I've been carrying over from hard drive to hard drive since, you know, for 15 years anyway, since I've had iTunes. And it's like, it's scattered in so many different, it's so disorganized, but you know, I know where to find stuff, but I don't think anybody else could ever find anything.
Do you ever lose stuff? Do you ever notice when you'll open up iTunes, you'll go to play a song and it says it can't find it?
Yeah.
Well, I've got different.
I don't use iTunes.
Why does that happen?
Different logons, different passwords, different accounts. I have I at least have 2 accounts in there. Well, my library's scattered between 2 accounts.
Okay, but see, I have just the one account, you know, for years. And let's say I'll go to play a song and it says, you know, it can't find it. It's like, what do you mean it can't find it? It was there last time.
Well, is it something you purchased or something you burned?
It would have been something I would have burned. It would have been something I would have.
Yeah, so that's the stuff that I've lost too. The stuff that I burned. iTunes doesn't carry it over maybe to the next generation or something like that, because I've lost a lot of the stuff that I burned. I have anything you've bought on iTunes, you can always download.
I'm sure it's still in the computer somewhere. Like the song is still there. It's just not in the library, maybe.
Yeah. Look under users.
I have some stuff that mislabels too. Like when the digital signal went to the database, you know, to give it all the information, the track and album information, all of it comes down in Japanese. I'm like, shit. So now
you might have an import. Is it an import?
I've got lots. I mean, I've got tons of imports and stuff.
Sorry, can't talk.
But no, I do. I have a ton of import stuff. I mean, all my Van Halen stuff is Japanese.
So that might be like the original, you know, factory information.
Yeah, the information goes up. It's funny. Cobra Kai Platoon says, I can't listen to anything less than lossless. You wouldn't know. If I didn't tell you what the quality was.
That's a good discussion we should have, but I do, you know, in some ways I agree. Yeah.
Oh, no, I get it. I know what you're trying to say, but when it's all said and done, the human ear, and we've talked about this before, usually the difference between 128K stereo is usually 128K stereo is usually compressed enough for the human ear not to hear the digital signal and stuff. Anything below 128K and you start to pick up a difference, but anywhere from 128 to 256 to 320, you couldn't tell the difference. And lossless versus MP3, again, if it's not compressed to the point
that's what it depends on if it's a poorly made MP3 or a poorly, you know.
I can tell.
That's the thing. I mean, yeah,
I can tell the difference between. That sounds like a fun game, man. I can tell the difference between MP3s just by listening.
If you could get some samples, Johnny, I'd love to try that. But I don't know over the StreamYard, you probably couldn't tell.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Probably it's going to lose so much generation over that.
You have to listen to it in like I've got, I don't know what I use in here. I use Bose 201s, old Bose 201s as my monitors in here, and they sound fantastic. You've got to have a good system with a good audio processor. You know, there's all kinds of shit that you have to do that will influence the sound of whatever you do. You got to have your automatic level control taken off. Everything the EQ has to all be flat. Like in order to truly compare and contrast, you have to flatten everything, and it all has to be on the same system, run through the same set of effects at the same volume level, you know, and you got to hope that the album was recorded at the same input level as well. And it's almost impossible to do.
But yeah, I mean, in ideal analog setup versus an ideal digital setup, you really, I mean, you guys are talking about MP3s, which is all digital, but like even a lot of the reel-to-reel stuff and a lot of like the high-quality analog stuff can sound as good as a CD any day. And they've done the
Well,
tests, and you can look at the data on that.
Yeah, obviously, the thinner the tape, the width of the tape that you use, the source tape that you use, is directly in ratio to just the same thing as a sample rate. Obviously, if you've got a 2-inch tape, it gives you a wider spectrum to record the music on. There's more particles, and you're going to get more fidelity.
It's tape compression.
Yeah, the smaller the tape is, it's the same thing as compressing an MP3.
The smaller, the less particles. Yep, the less information, and the
and
crappier
the
it
more
sounds.
compression. Yeah. So unless you want to go to 2-inch, if we want to go to 2-inch, 64 tracks on 2 inches or 32 tracks on 2 inches. Yeah, but the more you put on it, the more information you put in that spectrum, the shittier the sound quality is going to be, no matter how you look at it. So when it's all said and done, go watch live music. That's the only way to truly appreciate music, uncompressed and limitless, lossless in your own hearing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it could be a crappy PA system.
Yeah, well, okay, now we're getting into that too.
I mean, that's
All right, well, then grab an acoustic guitar.
Could be a crappy acoustic.
You got an acoustic guitar.
Could be out of tune.
And you might not be able to sing.
But that's something I want to talk about, and that's kind of why I wanted to get Jason on at some point. Well, Jason McNamara may join us at some point, but I've been,
Bye, Jay.
I've got my.
Hey, man.
I've been watching. Oh, Jay. Well, Jay Hannon's here. Let's talk about that.
Jay knows studio shit. Even if he wants to badmouth my Bose 201s.
I have 301s, so I haven't had them hooked up for several years.
That's 101 better.
Yeah, it is. No, the 201s are good too. I like those.
Yeah, I'll take my 201s for $20 off of Craigslist.
Johnny has the button fly Bose.
Yes,
the 501s.
501s blows. I don't know how you listen to stuff on Bose, man.
They sound fun. Maybe it's an age thing.
I'm close to your age, man.
What do you have for monitors, Jay?
I have a pair of Adam A7Xs.
Ooh, Adam.
Yeah.
Is that ATOM or ADAM?
ADAM A7X.
Interesting.
What's funny is I had a mini system, like one of those mini systems like that I bought like 25 years ago.
What, the Bose mini system?
No, the Iowa mini system would the double cassette deck and the CD changer, and it had like a karaoke setting and shit and all these EQs. It was like really high tech for its time, and it finally died. But I kept the speakers because the speakers were awesome.
Yeah,
the system itself. Yeah, the system itself was a piece of shit, but the speakers are like, yeah. So I run those as my AB speakers. Those are my B speakers, are these shitty Iowas from like 30 years ago that just sound fantastic. And actually, if you AB them with Jay in mind, those Bose could be the B level. The Iowas might actually sound better.
Yeah, the Iowas, man. Remember the commercial, Iowa, I hear you, or something, right? Wasn't it something like that? Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if Iowa eventually got bought by Sony or something like that. I don't know, but I still have them.
Yeah, because they were better than everybody. When those things came out, they were like, wow, these things sound really good.
Yeah, I still have them. I love them. They're these tiny, your typical tiny bookshelf speakers, but damn if they pump good. And I've run the heaviest of metal through these things, the Slayers and Rage pump to the thing, and never had a problem. Never popped anything. What?
More than one Slayer?
Yes.
The Slayers?
Yeah, the Slayers.
Buffy and then the Slayers?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, which Buffy did you guys prefer? The movie Buffy, which was what was her name?
Sarah Michelle Gellar?
No,
Swanson. That was the TV.
That was
Christy Swanson was. I used to love her, man.
Uh-oh.
So did your dogs.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, go check on that.
Yep. Yeah, remember Christy Swanson? She was in she was Buffy in the movie, and she was also.
I never saw it.
The movie came first, right? And then they had the whole TV series.
But you guys saw the Chase, right, with Charlie Sheen?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Great movie.
I remember that. Yep.
I've never seen anything.
You know who has
a big four-wheeler? Like they had a big four-wheeler in that, right? Like a big Jeep or something like that.
Well, you know who has a cameo in the Chase, right?
No.
Ron Jeremy.
I can't remember. Yeah, it's been at least 20 years since I've seen it.
Yeah, Ron Jeremy. He has a cameo, and an uncredited cameo as well. Because I remember he's like a cameraman for like the TV studio or something, and they show him for like a split second. He turns around with the camera. He's like, "Yes, Mister whatever it is." And I remember looking in the credits after I saw that, and I couldn't find his name. Maybe he's there. Maybe I just missed it. But
maybe it's his real name and not his like professional name.
Oh, that's true. Maybe he didn't use his.
I don't know what his real. If he has a real name, maybe that is
his adult film. Yeah, you're right.
What's he eating?
They're chewing Paul's body.
Oh
Oh no.
Paul,
where are you?
Paul, your dog's eating something.
He wears headphones. You're gonna have to be louder than that.
Oh, what's he eating?
No.
Maybe he gave him a treat. Maybe I don't know.
No, he's eating Paul's crusty rag.
Oh.
He's
Ace keeps looking like he looks guilty. He does look guilty.
maybe he's eating
Daddy
Paul's
looking?
snacks.
Oh no. Ace.
Wow, this is animal action packed tonight. We had Ned jumping around earlier. Now here's
yeah,
Ace
Jay, you missed it. Ed was
eating.
chasing the moth.
I did.
All right, he's not reprimanding him, so
He came in with his booty, did he?
Oh,
what was he eating?
we were just wondering what he was eating because he kept chewing and looking.
I gave him a cookie. Well, yeah, when the dogs, when they do that, when they bark like that, that's their job, is to alert me of what's going on. So I take them to the front door. I tell them to show me. I open the door. They both walk to the door and they look, make sure everything is cool. And then they turn around and sit down. I shut the door and I'm like, all right, let's go get a cookie. And they run over to the cookie jar. I give them the cookie jar. Give them, each one of them gets a cookie. He runs into either the room that we're in, either the bedroom or this room, eats his cookie. She takes it over to her bed. Oh yeah, no, they've got a system. That's their job. So when they alert me to stuff like that, they know it's cookie time.
Nice.
That was the most in-depth description of dogs getting cookies I've ever heard in my life, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it.
No, they have a system, man. That's their job.
Cool.
Trust me, if you're coming to visit, you're going to want to call first.
Yeah,
they're coming. I'm going.
I bet I could tame Ace. I bet I could be friendly with
everybody.
Ace.
Everybody says that.
Everybody thinks that instantly.
Everybody says that until
I feel like I'm a dog guy, but I don't know. Maybe
like I'm a dog guy. I don't have any dogs. Is that what?
No, but I've always been around dogs, and I love dogs.
Here's the thing. He's good. He's a rescue, so they all have their own little quirks. His thing is he's friendly and happy, but he wants to jump up and say hello. And if you move quickly, he'll snap. He fear snaps. It's not that he's aggressive. It's that he gets nervous and he grabs onto you. And as soon as that happens, of course, your natural reaction is to pull away, and then he grabs harder, and it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy how that ends. But I've had girls come home with me, and they're like, "Oh, I can take care of him." Like, no, you can't. I got to put him in a crate. Trust me. My physical therapist has stopped by. The girl that used to do our website stuff for the radio show has come by. My girlfriend has come by. There's been all kinds of stuff, and it just doesn't work. He bites every one of them, not intentionally.
How's everybody doing?
I'm full. I just had pinto beans and cheese and yeah.
Pinto beans and cheese. I don't know.
Pinto beans. Do they explode when you hit them from behind? That's an age joke right there.
Oh.
You got to be old enough to remember what that was.
Pinto, the car.
Yeah.
Oh. Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. So I like when I message you guys and I say, hey, I'll be ready, on time. I'm eating dinner or whatever. Yeah, I was eating dinner.
Eating my pinto beans and cheese.
Pinto beans and cheese and corn tortillas. And
I had a nice burrito myself. So, hey, don't knock the beans.
The Tina's Big burrito, the big red hot beef burrito. Those things are awesome.
Oh, the ones you microwave at 7-Eleven?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Those are hot.
They're not hot.
It's like this big.
Yeah, they're good
They're
size.
huge.
Actually, I won't knock this frozen burrito because frozen burritos can be good. You know,
You
Whole
need sour
Foods
cream,
actually
though.
had some really. You got to have your own hot sauce and your own sour cream or whatever.
Yeah, you take a little Frank's Red Hot over the top.
Yeah.
And then it's ended up being red hot in the toilet.
Well, you got to prepare it well too. I mean, you can throw it in the microwave if you want to.
You know?
Just throw that burrito in the toilet. Just flush it.
Well, you don't really eat it. You don't really eat a burrito. You
place.
just rent it.
You just borrow it for about 20 minutes.
You rent them because they look the
Well,
same.
by that
either
logic,
way.
I should be getting off the air at any time now. So I mean, I don't have a problem with that. So I'm confident. I had a burrito 3 or 4 hours ago. I'll be all right.
Your parental?
I don't know.
It's time
8
to
o'clock,
pay the
7
rent.
o'clock.
Wow, so you should be filling that chair full of
Well, you'll see it live on the air, but I'm confident that it all will be well. So
we should definitely bring your microphone in the bathroom with you.
Yeah.
If this happens. That should be a late show.
We'll see. Exclusive, yeah.
Yeah, that should be a late show thing.
After dark.
If you got to drop a hot one on the late show, you got to bring a microphone with
Bring
you.
the mic with you.
Yuck.
Oh man.
Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta let Ned out.
Someone's got to drop a hot one.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. I feel great. Went for a nice little hike.
Went for a nice.
Had some beans and cheese, and now I'm good.
All right.
Good talk.
All right. I'll be right back though.
Okay.
Hello. What's going on, Jay and Paul?
So what are we going to talk about?
Well, you know what we could talk about. I was hoping to wait till at least maybe Caleb comes on with us, but I noticed something. Man, I'm out of it. Excuse me, but I'm sore. I'm tired, and I'm hurting. But anyway,
you've had a rough week.
I noticed something today, and you guys might already know this, and I apologize if if you do and I don't. But you know the part in Live Without a Net when they get the white shoes on stage?
Hold on.
What happened, John?
Nothing. I'm gonna get my visual aids here. That's all.
He's got the stills.
So get the stills of them painting those white shoes, the tips of them red, with the red spray paint.
Oh, do you want those stills? All right.
If you got
this is some next level nerd shit.
Yes, it is.
Right here.
Yes, it is.
This is some next
I'm gonna have to
level
go to my
nerd
extended
shit.
library for that.
Next level nerd shit.
Do you want me to keep telling the story?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we all know that part. Okay, Renus Pinkle says one is orange. Well, whatever. Sammy asks for the red spray paint. So they get the white shoes, they spray paint the tips of them, and they hold them up, whatever. Haha. They're going to know you've been to a Van Halen concert, that whole spiel. Well, today I pulled up an 80s hard rock, glam, whatever playlist of music videos on YouTube. So, of course, Jump comes on. Now, I can't tell you the last time I actually sat and watched the Jump video. I mean, obviously, the clips, the GIFs, all that stuff from that video, whatever. But there's a part when it's just Roth in the front of the camera and Michael Anthony behind him on his right, over his shoulder in the background. He's wearing white shoes, and the tips of the shoes are either painted red or they are red, but they look like they're spray painted red. And I'm like, what's the connection? What is the story behind that? Did they get to the video shoot and Michael Anthony had his clothes and somebody walked over and spray painted the tips red just as a goof? Like, oh, no, look what you got to wear. So what's the backstory on that?
Or maybe they used to make fun of it and think that Roth was wearing clown shoes, and it was a subtle,
It's not Roth. It's Michael Anthony wearing the shoes.
Oh,
yeah.
I wish you'd given me a heads up. I would have gotten some screenshots.
I was going to, man. I was going to.
I just, like I was saying earlier, I think before you got on, all of my library of everything from music to pictures is just.
Let me. I mean, this is total dork stuff, but
you could. It's on YouTube, so you can. It's on YouTube, so you can easily
just go to it and then freeze frame it.
I'm sure more people have seen, probably the Live Without a Net part where they're doing the shoes, as opposed to noticing Michael Anthony wearing, you know.
Well, you know what I was thinking, and I've mentioned this to you guys, is that early on in the tour, well, at least in Live Without a Net, he's wearing the pink parachute pants, whatever you want to call them, with almost an off-white sort of pink top, a tank top.
Well, sweaty, yeah, it's full of.
Yeah, I think early on in the tour, and you can see pictures of it, he has full-on white parachute pants and full-on white tank top. I think his wash got mixed in with Sammy at some point, and Sammy's the red guy, so if they became pink.
Hold on,
I honestly think there might be something behind that, but
now these are conspiracy.
That's just being a nerd. That's just being a nerd. Because I don't think I have the 5150 tour book.
So if you go to the video, it's about 40 seconds in. It's where they do a solo shot of Michael Anthony pointing his bass at the camera real quick, and then the next shot is this. Video? Obviously, you're not going to be able to see it from my. Well, yeah, you can. You can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole scene, Michael Anthony's dancing around.
Make a screen cap of that, man. Jay.
What, dude?
Screen cap that, and then send it over, because you can zoom in better if you screen.
So if you go to like the 40-second mark, it's right after that.
Interesting. I love the Van Halen.
Let me see if there's a better shot of it. Hold on, I gotta mute my microphone.
What do you think, Paul?
I think this is some next level nerd shit.
Good. That's what we're going for.
I think we've
totally is.
Yeah, we've run out of things to discuss when we're talking about the tips of Michael Anthony's shoes in the jump video, and that's really really like.
I thought I had.
Jay is really into the THC tonight because he's getting detail oriented.
He's entitled because he's had a rough week, so
we'll
give him a pass tonight.
Well, here I zoomed in more. I just want to know what the backstory is of why. You know, so I zoomed in. I took a screenshot.
You're out of focus.
Zoomed in real close. But of course, it's just getting all the reflection. So I mean, you can obviously tell what something's going on. Whether his shoes are like that, but they don't look. You know, they look like somebody messed with them. So that's why I don't know. I just don't know the connection.
And I'm sure it's like the stain in the pants in the Hot for Teacher video that nobody, everyone wants to know where that stain is when Dave is doing the end thing and he's got the big fucking stain in the front of his pants. People are like, what's that from?
I never noticed that.
I never noticed that either.
Really?
Yes.
Well, break out the Hot for Teacher video
the whole time.
This is why we need to have we need to be able to scrub through the video. And I know Johnny's going to get dinged if we put a video on.
But if you guys go to the Hot for Teacher video at the end when Dave is doing the whole prize thing at the game show host, you'll notice in the front of his pants is a huge piss stain. It's hilarious.
Well, whatever you may interpret it as.
Let's see.
All right.
I can't believe you guys have never noticed that.
No, man.
I do have the video. Grab the video hits DVD. I have the video volume 1, and it's got all those. That's the best quality you're going to get of those videos. I do.
And that video came on that playlist. That's still a great video, man. You could not make that video in 2020.
You can't make any of their videos. I mean, think about the Pretty Woman video. Think about
God, that thing was banned in '82.
Yeah. Think about Just a Gigolo.
I can't be looking up. It's gonna take. I can't be looking it all up right now.
Waldo.
Let's see.
But if you go to the end of the Hot for Teacher video, you'll see there's a huge stain in Dave's pants.
Actually, it's easier to do it on my phone. And Jay's doing it too, but
yep. See, suddenly the next level nerd shit has just gone to
I'll get to some next level
nerd
stuff because I do have something I do want to talk about, and I had a good week with kind of discovering a band. So, I mean, a band that we all know and that we all can enjoy. I'm sure on some level, but
this sucks. You know why nobody notices it nowadays? Because they pop this stuff up at the end of videos.
Oh yeah, if you know if you just click on the screen, will it go away? Sometimes.
No, it just pops up the play and the rewind and the time and stuff. I'm sure there's an option to turn that stuff off, but
that's why we got to do pre-production on these shows, and I'll get the screen caps.
Yeah.
music videos that weren't banned on MTV, according to Rena's Pink. Here's a good one. The original Whitesnake video for Here I Go Again. There's a nipple pop that never got caught by the censors.
Oh, shit.
When they're driving in the tunnel, Tawny Kitane's blouse blows open. This is before she had the implants.
Her blouse.
Yes.
Well, that's what they called it in the 80s. Yeah.
I know. Her blouse.
The Golden Girls all wore blouses.
Game.
It's actually that 80. It was a weird like 80s silk dress with the blazer thing, you know.
Yep.
I was watching the Def Leppard Hysteria. It was the live concert that they did in '88
In the round. Yeah.
in the round, and it's the professional video that they released. And there's a shot of a guy in the crowd, and he's pouring. I don't know. I'm assuming it's sugar, but it looked like cocaine, and he does like the whole cocaine thing. He pours it on his girlfriend's tit, and he's just like in the audience, and he does a line off of it. I have some screen caps of it, which I took like I've seen it 100 times, but then I finally like, holy crap, that's happening.
Absolute Mayhem says, don't forget shoulder pads in the 90s.
Can't forget those.
Just watch
Sammy Hagar had the look at the
just watch a Milli Vanilli video.
just watch Live Without a Net.
Yeah.
Look at Eddie's aquamarine blazer.
Yeah.
That little turquoise blazer he was wearing had padded shoulders in it.
Well, the one that you were showing the other day that you posted. Somebody posted.
So Johnny, did you hear what we were talking about?
Not at all.
All right, so you know when they paint those white shoes on Live Without a Net?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on, I got a dog issue. You guys do your thing. I already heard.
Well, I was watching. I had an 80s MTV or whatever music video playlist on YouTube today.
Mm-hmm.
Just going, and for the first time in a long time, I actually watched the Jump video. It's probably one of the Van Halen videos that I've, after it was obviously on MTV all the time, that I've watched probably the least amount now. But look, Michael Anthony in the background of a Roth shot, and he's standing there moving around with these white shoes with the tips. It's focusing on his face. God.
It's focusing on John BL.
Yep. But anyway. So they're at like the 40-second mark, and somebody else said like one something in the video. I mean, you can see him plain as day. So what is there a backstory to that? Is there what is it?
To those shoes?
What?
To what?
Michael Anthony's wearing shoes that looks like somebody spray painted the tips of them red.
Oh.
The same way that they were painted in the Live on a Net video. They took white shoes and painted them the same way.
Right. They look like the.
Maybe that's something that he likes.
Or maybe he had these white shoes for the video shoot.
Conspiracy.
And one of the band members was like effing with Mike and went over with some red spray paint and spray painted his shoes red. And he's like, you son of,
Hey, Michael. You ready?
Hello.
Hey, man.
It's the captain.
It's the captain. The captain. Oh, they're Boeing shoes? So that the red wasn't painted, was it? It's just on the shoe? How does
I sent you guys a picture. So Johnny, if you can pull it up in Straturday.
How does Caleb know all this shit?
Bowling shoes. Yep, you said it.
Of course, Caleb knows this shit.
It's true. So then there's no backstory to the red spray painted shoes. They were
My guess is the LAPD has a Caleb Rappaport restraining order file.
I didn't get any picture. John BL?
I didn't either.
Did I send it? Oh, maybe I sent it to Jason. Sorry. Let's send it to you instead.
Oh boy.
Jason said he'll be hopping on shortly, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know how long I could stay on tonight.
Yeah.
How's it going, Jack? How you feeling, man?
Sore.
Yeah.
But I'm in good spirits. That's all that matters,
Awesome.
I'll take some soreness for
Yeah, absolutely.
me being around for a while longer.
Hey, yeah, you ain't shitting, man.
Yep.
Keep me in my prayers, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, what's this?
What the hell is this? I see no shoes.
What? What is this?
What are you sending,
I described it. It's a shot from the Def Leppard video.
Oh,
and he's doing a line off the girl's chest.
Oh, okay, I see it. Okay.
we thought you sent us a picture of the shoes.
I wasn't even here when you explained that. So
I
it's just
popped in and I get that photo.
It's not a bare boobie, so we can show this.
Talking
right?
about things that you found in things that you found in music videos. He's doing a I don't know if it was. I assume it was probably sugar, but it was during Pour Some Sugar on Me, so it's probably sugar.
All right, so here's my current living room situation. Remember when I walk away and I say the dogs are having a moment? That's my current living room situation.
Oh no.
looks like he was spinning in circles.
He trashed it. See all that puzzle flooring? That's all rubber shop flooring.
Oh man.
It's all connected that I put down because my female is old and she has a little bit of arthritis in her right leg. So I put it down so she doesn't slide on the hardwood floor.
I mean, your bitch.
Unfortunately,
right?
what? Yeah, my bitch.
Talking about your
my
bitch.
bitch. But when he has his moments, that's what my living room ends up looking like during the show. So I have to go out there. All that shit is just blown up all over the place right now. I got a second picture that's here. Here's him after he realized I was taking his picture.
I was just standing here. All this stuff went all over the place, man. I do nothing.
I don't know what happened. Wasn't me. Current situation. Fucking dogs.
We love them.
Oh no, yeah, they're the greatest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I'm just gonna let that sit there for a while until he starts chewing it up.
Michael Smith, how you doing tonight?
Good, man. Hanging out, work's been keeping me mad ass busy, but other than that, everything's going good, man. I picked my guitar up tomorrow. I spoke to Ike.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
You spoke to who?
Ike.
Turner?
No, that.
Well, Jay, you weren't here last week.
He owns Flipside Music.
Okay.
Yeah, Ike from Flipside Music was on with us last Saturday.
Yeah.
And he has Michael's guitar at his shop.
Yeah.
Wait, at the Ibanez?
No, the Frankie. It came in.
Oh, see, you gotta film me again. I don't know. Maybe it's my own fault. I should have watched the show.
No, it's all good. The Ibanez, by the way, right?
Yeah.
I returned it. I told you I had that they said no problem. So I get the email saying it's returned, and it was $197 less than what I paid for a broken guitar. So I'm like, well, okay, hold on. So I call Amazon up today, and I said to him, I said, listen, what's going on with this? So the lady looks it up, and she's like, oh, they're charging you for a restocking fee.
Oh,
So wait a minute, you're restocking a broken guitar to resell it again, and you're taking $200 out of my hide? Fuck no, no, you're not. So we went back and forth, and then they credited it. They gave me the money finally. But just think of this, and I'm going to write a review. That company, it was they're selling through Amazon. Literally is going to sell that guitar again.
well, hopefully they don't. I mean, because
they charged me a restocking fee. I mean, it's
I'm hoping the restocking fee was a mistake. Was somebody somebody didn't list it as defective? Because that's the thing. If it's defective, they can just send it back to Ibanez, and they'll get a new one or get credited, the cost, whatever they're paying for.
Yeah.
Did they give you any explanation? Is like this is? I mean, it was not supposed to be like that in any way. Like not a line like through the paint job or anything like that. It was.
No,
that's clearly like a botch job.
I reached out to him when I initially started the return. I asked. I told them. If they would have gave me a killer deal, and actually, then the more I thought about it, and me and Jay were going back and forth on the IM. Screw that noise. It's got to be right because that is not going to get better. I don't care if it's finished; it's still broke. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and They didn't say nothing. They just said, "Yeah, we'll give you all your money back." They never even mentioned the restocking fee, and I found out about it when I got the return email. So
that's why I think it was a mistake. Somebody missed some info when they put it back into the system as a return. That's probably what they did. They put it back in. But here's the thing: like, I know you said, "Well, I'll play it and see if I like it," and then I was like, I was kind of like saying, "Screw that, return it," because here's my opinion: if something leaves inspection with that in it, what else did they miss? What else did they skip over that a problem you might run into a few months down the line or after a year or something? That's the thing, man. When you have a guitar that you're buying and you're paying full price for, a brand new guitar, if there's anything wrong with it, don't nope. If inspection missed that,
what else? You're right. What else are they missing?
What else did they miss? Obviously they're the guys they have checking the instruments on the way out of the door aren't paying enough attention.
Now, are we talking about your EVH?
No, the Ibanez.
I apologize. I obviously stepped away.
Yeah. I'm picking the EVH up tomorrow.
I heard you say you talked to Ike. Yeah.
He has his tech setting it up, and I'll go there and pick it up tomorrow. So.
Now, were you so busy at work that you were able to give up a week of not having that guitar? Because I don't know, like, I know how I am about when I buy a guitar and I'm waiting for it and waiting for it and waiting for it.
Yeah.
If you know that it's just down the street and you're able to let it sit for a week, you had to be busy at work.
Paul, I was mad ass busy. I mean, it's been crazy. It's been driving me nuts knowing that it's so close. But it is.
It's going crazy.
These last 5 days, right? I've had 7 meetings with railroads on top of me doing my inspections. So it just happens. They come in waves.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's all good, man. Tomorrow, it's Christmas in July.
I can't wait to see it, dude.
Nice.
Can't wait to see it.
Me neither.
Ike had it last week and was just basically teasing Captain with it for about an hour.
He was.
Captain.
He was too, son of a bitch.
Yeah, and then of course Caleb sent his out to his guy, and he got the quarter and everything done. So now Caleb is ready to play.
Ready to play, yay!
Yeah, so tomorrow's gonna be cool, man. Go pick that up. Plus, I asked him. I have the EVH Star guitar, and I still haven't got a case for it. I just have it in like a piece of crap case, and he has them for that. So I'm gonna grab that tomorrow too.
Oh,
so,
EVH cut one for the Star guitar.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh,
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
Yes.
Win-win for me. Yay!
Yeah. Awesome. So we lost. What's his name?
The host.
What's his name?
We lost the host of the show.
We lost what's that dude's name?
We lost the guy whose show this is named after, but never gets a word in edgewise until he's talking over somebody else.
We lost him, but we gained a McNamara.
Oh,
Yeah, here we
now
go.
we're international.
Hey.
Uh-oh.
Echo.
Come on, I thought you were professional at this, Jason.
What?
Why?
Why is it echoing?
Now batting number 22.
Manny Mota.
At that, number 23, Don Mattingly.
So is this microphone working at least?
Yeah, the microphone works.
But there's a huge
We're getting
echo.
a full back.
That's so weird because I've got. Oh, hang
You're
on.
not echoing. We are. So you got something going in. It's on your end.
It's on my end, is it?
Yeah.
Giggity.
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 Let me see if I go back in here and do the audio processing. Is that fixed it or not?
Holding number 27.
That did fix it, actually.
Fixed it. Yep.
Well,
Hello.
all fixed.
Hello.
Now Johnny is playing.
Sounds good. Hey, Jason,
good.
good to see you, man.
I got a warm welcoming reception then, didn't I? Jason's here. Fucking Jason.
There you go, ready? Jason McNamara, everybody.
Greetings, everybody. How are you, Captain Smith?
How you doing, man?
Actually, not feeling too well today. I'm all like cloggied up from dusting and cleaning and stuff, and so I'm not really
Dusting,
on
is that code word for something else there?
No. Dusting's are the code word for like cleaning the house.
Oh.
Sunday. You can remember it's like 1:55 p.m. on Sunday here. Hey, John.
Hey, folks. Yeah, I had to look up my Wi-Fi password because
Because Michael Anthony's ready.
No, because it's like the factory Wi-Fi, which is like all letters and numbers, and I don't, so for whatever reason it didn't memorize it.
What do you want, CompuServe?
Seriously, don't
Pretty
ever
much.
use that back screen on that computer there when Mancuda's on the show.
I bet your computer remembers your browser's password though.
Not this one.
Oh, there's one behind you.
Yeah. Jason, how you doing tonight, man?
It's been
Good
a
to
while
see you.
since I've seen you, gentlemen. It's been quite a while.
It has.
I'm all right.
been a long time.
We wanted to see you. We wanted to say hi and check in on you, man. It's been were you traveling recently, or I haven't seen you online for a little while?
You can't really travel much at the moment. Yeah, no, I've been a bit quiet of late. I've been working on other things. I've been
Other things.
getting stuff ready. I've got a few new bits of gear. I've got a GoPro Hero 8, which I'm having a lot of fun with. It certainly has a few little limits. Yeah, it's the last one that they put out. It's got a few little limitations. Like it's actually not good for a webcam. Like I'm using a Hero 4 here for a webcam, and it rocks for the webcam. But this thing here, just as a webcam, it's
Really?
yeah, it's kind of because I have to go from that into because I've actually got these new arms as well. Like I've got this new arm for my microphone stand, and I've got one for my camera now as well, which is kind of funky. And so I can move the camera around really easily. So I can just readjust and bring it in and move it out and zip it around and whatever I got to do. So
Pull it out.
yeah, as you do. But I've actually got I've got a new mixing desk for my audio here, which is where all that sort of and all that stuff came from. I can even introduce myself with like, "Hey, I'm here." Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Yeah, no, that's great of you. Thanks. Yeah, no worries. And I've got a bunch of.
That sounds better than a sound machine.
Well, yeah, because like it's a Zoom mixing desk that I can do all this stuff with, and so I'm happy. Toys,
real audio,
exactly. And yeah, I need to bump my light up a little bit. It seems a bit dark in here. There we go. That's better.
There you are.
There I am.
Whoa.
So, according to Mr. BL today, it's all things in excess. Is that correct?
Well, that's what I had Jason. I talked to Jason earlier in the week, and we were talking about documentaries, some rockumentaries, and some projects that we're working on. And he had mentioned the Michael Hutchins documentary, which I checked out, and which was actually really cool.
Losing them rapidly.
Yeah, I know.
But
beyond that,
they're like Aussie talk. Fuck this.
No, we'll get out. We'll move on. But
I don't know where Michael went. I was kidding.
You beat me to it. I was about that.
John's just withdrawn.
No. So anyway, we can move on as fast from this as you'd like. But
hello, Amanda. Nice to see you, Amanda.
I went from
I
the Michael Hutchins documentary. Go pee.
Really?
I ended up buying the In Excess Live at Wembley Stadium.
Nice.
Which is it was filmed in 1991.
Here we go.
I mean
wow.
John, you froze.
Uh-oh. Can you guys
After you said filmed in 1991, you froze.
That was beautiful.
Anyway, it was filmed in 91. It's a 4K transfer, and it looks beautiful. And I've watched that show like 3 or 4 times this week, and I've enjoyed. I guess I should just keep it short, so I'll just keep it short.
And now my mum's calling me. How's that for timing, eh?
Nice.
Bear with me.
Tell her we all said hello.
Yeah. Bear with me too, because I'm still on the right Wi-Fi. keeps changing over. It's like I prefer one thing, but it changes over to like the other network or something.
So it automatically changes over.
I put the preference in for my own, but it goes to like the community Wi-Fi or whatever it is in the area.
You should be able to lock it in though.
I did, and I don't know. It's staying on it, so I'm good for now.
Okay.
But anyway, I mean, since a few people have left, I can say a few things. And this show was so impressive to me. It was filmed, like I said, in '91. They used like 35 millimeter film, so it's not like a video shoot where you can't really upgrade it. Nowadays, you can put that onto 4K. And I encourage anyone, even if you're not an NXS fan, and I'm not an NXS fan, but every song on that show, the band, it's a 2-guitar band. They've got 2 guitars, bass, drums with a keyboard player, and it's all live music. And it's just, you can check it out yourself, and you're all familiar with NXS, but I was just blown away by how, and then not to mention the 72,000 people watching, and like the whole Wembley Stadium crowd, which was just, crazy stuff. What's going on?
I've never been on board with the NXS train.
No,
I don't get it.
Yeah, and like I said, we don't have to get into it, but
I like the one thing early in their career, and then I was never a huge NXS fan. I know that they were massive for a period of time.
Neither was I.
And they had their moment.
Never gave them a second thought. And I encourage anybody, just hop on iTunes or hop on YouTube and check out that Wembley Stadium show. And it's just like, it'll instantly hook you, because not only is it so visually impressive because they upgraded it to 4K, and it's something that happened 30 years ago that they upgraded to 4K.
I think NXS
looks beautiful, and the audio is great too. So
I think NXS is the muse of their day, a band that everybody likes to talk a lot about. What?
I think that's a fair call as far as like, it's a fair call.
Yeah, I think a lot of people love Muse, and they do this. They have this massive following and stuff like that. But for whatever reason, in this country, and even NXS in their prime, were never massive in this country. They were like Queen. Queen much bigger outside the United States.
Well, that's the comparison you're going to make. Yeah.
You know what happened to Queen and why their trajectory fell off the radar in America, don't you?
Flash Gordon.
No, it wasn't Flash Gordon. It was not actually. It was a couple of years later. The thing. So bear in mind, me being from Australia, and I was a massive Queen fan, and still am to this day. Like, I fell in love with Queen when I was 9. In actual fact, I fell in love with NXS around the same sort of time too. There you go.
Again, it's also the Live Aid 35th anniversary this week, so
there you go.
That's another Wembley connection.
But it was because of their exactly how Face got it there. I Want to Break Free music video where they were actually doing a send up of a British.
I don't want to put on my blue socks and have them.
What was that?
What the hell's going on
socks? Put on some new socks.
So anyway, Queen did a send up of a British sitcom show. And they all dressed up in drag, and they were being very silly. And that was the thing that America went, oh, they're all homosexuals, and they didn't want to know America because it was the Reagan era. Right. And, they were super conservative, and that killed America for them. And they never had any more success in America after that.
Meanwhile, and everybody wonders why Rob Halford stayed in the closet.
There you go. I was going to say until Wayne's World, of course, and that totally revamped everything for him at the time.
The legend of Queen exceeds the reality of Queen in the United States, and I think the same thing for a lot of bands like Muse and NXS and a lot of these bands. I think the nostalgia for it, when we look back on it, we have a better appreciation for it.
Definitely. Yeah.
One of the things that and I think I posted about it a couple of days ago on Facebook that occurred to me, it never even occurred to me until I was looking at the CD cover the other day, that Who Are You being Keith Moon's final album. It never even occurred to me, obviously we know that the front cover of that album has him sitting in a chair with the chair facing backwards to cover his gut because he was so out of shape at the time. But on the front of the chair, it says not to be taken away. And yet that was his last album. It was such a weird thing to go back and watch.
Oh, weeks later, he died.
Yeah, almost like the Street Survivors album from Skinner, where, the flame was over the members of the bands that died, the members of the band that died. That Who record, Who Are You, that picture of Keith, where it says not to be taken away, and damned if he's not gone a couple of months later. I mean, it's so so weird. Like, we look back at the legend of these things becomes apparent to us in hindsight. And I think that's what happened with Queen. They're bigger now than they ever were in their heyday. And In Excess too, if Michael Hutchins hadn't passed, would In Excess have the legend? Like, Death is a great career move. And I don't mean that to be morose or to be an asshole.
I get what you're saying. It's not.
Yeah, Death is a great career
When did
move.
he die?
They get deified because In Excess was done before he died. Nobody was talking
That's what
about
I was going to
INXS.
say. Sure.
Death is a fantastic.
They had
career
their
move.
heyday
It
for
allows
about
you-
5 years.
When you die, you stop aging. I mean, what would Jimi Hendrix be doing today? What would Randy Rhoads be doing today? We don't know, but we got that snapshot in time now. And as the legend grows further and further, the snowball gets bigger and bigger, and the reality becomes more than it ever really was.
Yes, but see, in Australia, In Excess were, and as
Sure.
Vista Light put in there about In Excess versus Midnight Oil, it's a true thing that in Australia, In Excess were for us what bands like Skinhead were for you guys in America.
Mm-hmm.
They were.
No, that makes sense. I get it.
Legendary. They had a huge career in Japan. They were very, 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 very popular here.
Did you like them, Jason? In Excess?
Loved them. For me personally, if I was going to recommend one In Excess record to somebody to listen to, it'd be from 1983, an album called The Swing. The Swing. Yeah, if you know of them, they had like 5 or 6 singles in Australia. I think it was like a 10-track album, and I think they actually had 6 music videos and singles off of that. The biggest, as far as like what you guys would probably know, would be one of 3 songs: Original Sin, Send a Message, or Burn for You. Do you guys know any of those 3 particular tracks?
Burn for You, I know.
Yep.
Yeah, the one thing was my introduction to the band.
Well, yeah, that was a lot earlier. Johnny, are we able to play music on here now, or is that like a big no-no on your show these days?
Nah.
It's a big no-no.
Okay, cool. On my show, when I occasionally do them now, actually, I'm doing one like in about
20 minutes?
Hours. No, about 6 hours. You guys will all be asleep then. It's not going to impede any of you guys on what you're doing, but I've actually got finally my my Gary Moore remembered episode happening with Neil Carter, who if you're a Moore fan, I've got Neil Carter was the keyboard player and second guitar player and extra vocalist during the 80s with Gary Moore, and he's coming on my show with me tonight. So we're doing midday in the UK and 8 p.m. here in Japan and 9 p.m. in Melbourne and worldwide. But you guys will be asleep. But if you're big Gary Moore fans, go back and watch it later because
I love Gary Moore. I've seen him
Gary Moore
quite a few times. Phenomenal.
I'm so jealous. See, he never came to Australia except once in 1978 with Dinner.
Once? Really?
It's the only time he ever came. Jay is so bored right now.
I know.
No, I'm
Sorry,
out
Jay.
of it, man. I'm out of it.
Sorry, Jay. But
Don't quit on us.
well, that's funny. Who wrote that one? Hang on, where'd that go? There we go. Ben Tom wrote Gary Moore beers. Does anybody get the correlation of that and why that's funny?
More beers.
Gary Moore beers. Anybody?
Does he drink a lot?
Ben Tom has to be Australian then. Gary Beers, who spells his name GARYGARRY and then Beers. Gary Beers is the bass player from In Excess.
From In Excess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus Gary Moore. So yeah, that's where he got that from. But he wrote Moore as in MORE, not MOOR. And he's a
Yes,
really
but it's there's also layers there too, because we all know Gary Moore would tip more than his share of pints.
apparently so.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently so.
Johnny, can you share any of those pictures?
He had the
I
Irish
see them?
curse.
Yeah, it wasn't a fun.
What a career, though.
Irish curse?
Early days, a rocker, right? And then he just completely went over to the blues.
Isn't the Irish curse a small wiener?
Yeah, there are two curses.
Several.
That's what I heard it was. Oh, he's got the Irish curse, that boy.
It's a Tuesday night, Straturday night.
No, I mean, and that's the thing
It's funny, yeah. The late.
I was going to say most people who know about Gary Moore are woefully unaware of his early career. They don't know that he was one of the premier guitar players in hard rock, and they don't know that he was in Thin Lizzy and a band called Skid Row and a couple of these other things that he did. They only know him as a blues player.
Now, if you really want to see an incredible guitar performance, and you guys have probably already seen this, and if you haven't, shame on you, you got to watch it. Jump on YouTube sometime and look up Gary Moore Red House at the Stratocaster 50th anniversary party. He got up and ripped the room apart with that. He played Hendrix's Red House with he had Pino Palladino on bass. Yeah, that's the one. Pino Palladino on bass, and I can't remember who the drummer was, but it was just phenomenal. I've never seen a guitar live performance as good as that from anybody ever.
Yeah,
awesome.
His tribute to Phil too. That DVD, that Eagle Rock DVD that came out years later, was phenomenal.
Home as well.
Yeah,
but anyway,
thank you, Eagle Rock. By the way,
back onto the Eagle Rock subject. Check out The Swing. It's a great album. I still to this day listen to that album at least a couple of times a month, and it's one of those rare albums. And I don't know how you guys feel about this with a lot of bands. There are very few albums in my loved collection that I can listen from the very first track to the very last track without skipping a single song.
Yeah, there's not a lot of those.
Even Gary Moore's records, there's always a couple of songs that I just skip because it's like, God, he wrote some shit tracks, but fuck, he could play great guitar. Like, you get your songs like Out in the Fields and Victims of the Future and Run for Cover was pretty cool. Even the song.
But then you get Lead Clones.
Actually, I quite like Lead Clones, dude. I quite like that song.
Yeah, but it was a goof, and you only like it because you like Gary Moore.
Well, and also because he had Ozzy Osbourne singing
on it. Yeah. Cool. So when you've got a parenthetical fan, like that was a record that was almost his chance to break through in America, and for that song to be on that record, people are like, what the hell is this about? They don't get it. They're not going to go that deep into them and get the irony and the joke behind it.
It's funny because for me, After the War, which that album was on, is actually my favorite from start to finish Gary Moore record. Which a lot of people think is blasphemous, and they'll be like, "No, you got to say Victims of the Future." But you know what? There's some pretty crap songs on Victims of the Future.
That was the After the War was his moment, his last big gasp at hard rock.
Correct.
Because Satriani had put out his record. All of a sudden, Ronnie Montrose is back putting out an instrumental record, and they're like, "Well, here's a guy who's a great guitar player who also sings, and who was still a name drop at the time. He was still being name dropped."
And here's a funny thing. On the same album as Out in the Fields, which is the Run for Cover album, does anybody know, and you guys will probably be like, wow, holy crap, if you didn't already know this, do you know who was the guest vocalist on 3 of the songs? Actually, there was 3 guest vocalists on 3 of the songs on that record. Most people know Phil Lynott sang on there because that's when him and Gary did Out in the Field. But there's 3 songs which have a different lead vocalist. Does anybody know who it was? Anybody here? Anybody in the chats? It's a big one. And you'll all be like, wow, really? The guest vocalist sang on...
Irish, English?
He's British. Sang on 3 songs on Run for Cover. Please don't Google it. Just see if anybody knows. You don't know, Paul?
What was I going to say?
I haven't listened to the record and song. I don't remember.
No, fair enough. Well, to be honest, it's kind of funny how when you realize that this guy's like one of the greatest voices in rock history.
Sting or somebody like Sting?
Not Sting.
Sting. His new album. Take it away.
I like this. I like this from Amanda. Jason needs a game show. It's not Jolene Turner. It's not Robert Plant. It's not Sting. It's not Sharon Osbourne. Who the Sharon Osbourne? Seriously, the dog park. My God. It wasn't Ozzy. Nobody's got it yet.
I know who it is now. I remember, but I don't know who the third one is.
Come on,
you said there's 3. They said there's 3 people on it.
But there's 3 songs that this guy sings lead vocals.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought you meant there were 3 other singers.
Paul Rogers. Johnny's writing Sting himself. He's already on the show. He's writing a comment. It is. Hang on, have I got a drum roll in here? No, I don't. Oh, well.
The voice. The voice.
Glenn Hughes.
Who's that? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's more like. Sorry.
Come on, Glenn Hughes.
Glenn Hughes.
Don't know who Glenn Hughes is?
This
I
is an
think
interesting thing.
Yeah, I know.
It's an interesting thing, Jason, because Glenn is another one of those name drop guys that, especially during that period, I mean, he was whoring himself out. I mean, Glenn was on a lot
vocalist
of records.
that's been around. Yeah,
He was on a lot of records. He was
a lot of albums. Yeah.
He was to vocalists what Don Airey was to keyboards, or Cozy Powell was to drums.
Nice
He was a guy that was on a ton of records that doesn't get a whole lot of credit. Obviously, the Sabbath records that nobody really cared about. You know,
Deep Purple. It was Deep Purple, right? Was his?
Yep.
Was the
and putting out some solo records that nobody bought. He
is right. Glenn Hughes is a vocal god.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he is.
I can't highlight the comments on this one because it's not my show. It's kind of funny having your own show and then coming on the same.
Neither can I, and according to Johnny, it is my show.
Yeah, it's his show. He can't even do it.
But Glenn, that was also a tough period in Glenn's life when he was still recovering.
Well, I did read somewhere that Glenn Hughes stated that he thought that Gary Moore was pretty much the ultimate rock guitar player of all time, which I don't disagree. I think he was also. I mean, look, I know you guys all love Van Halen, and there's actually I want to make a statement about that too. This is back to In Excess now. When you guys were growing up in America, listening to Van Halen as like potential like 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds in Australia, we were doing that with In Excess. If that kind of gives you a gauge of like how big In Excess were in Australia at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got The Swing for Christmas as the vinyl copy in '83. 84, I received Listen Like Thieves, and 86, I think it was, I got Kick, and they were all Christmas presents on vinyl. So,
I mean,
Nice.
I've kind of discovered them this week and listened to a lot of them this week. But what's your kind of impression of the dynamic of the band? I mean, I've had my impression, and it's, I don't know. I'd like to hear what yours is, I guess.
So my impression is really that the band was pretty much led by two members, which was Michael Hutchins, the lead singer, and Andrew Farris, who was the keyboard player. So the band actually started out known as the Farris Brothers. Because the keyboard player, the drummer, and the guitar player, who usually plays the Telecaster in that shot, he's the guy wearing the white, not the guy in the red.
I have 1,000 screen caps, but I'm not going to send them all to you guys.
The three of them are brothers. And so Andrew is the keyboard player, John is the drummer, and Tim is the guitar player. And the band started out as the Farris Brothers. Look at this. These. It's just you and me talking about this, John.
I know. I know. I'm sorry. Well, it's my show, so what the hell? You know, Jason, you and I can talk if nobody else gives a shit. So,
so good.
At least that's what John says.
So the albums were written very largely by those two guys, by Michael and Andrew.
That's kind of the impression that I got. Yeah.
Where are we here? Van Halen versus In Excess. This is why everything in Oz can kill you. That was from Robot Master Switch. I like that. Well, the joke of that, if you don't know, is that we have a ridiculous amount of spiders and snakes that can kill you in Australia.
Deadly animals.
It's frightening. It really is frightening.
Wow. These pictures are frightening. Look at this.
Wembley Stadium.
That's
what I'm talking about. And those are still shots from the video. And it's, like I said, a 4K transfer. It just looks so beautiful. I mean, the whole concert looks like that.
But the whole thing was filmed in 35 millimeter, which is why because back then everybody was still doing the regular 4:3 television ratio, not this whole widescreen thing ready for cinema.
That's my jam right there.
On that. There you go. Look at that.
35 millimeter. You know, it's actual images on plastic.
Sweet.
You know? I don't know what these images are. Probably something from a long time ago.
It's porn.
But I mean, and you know, any band that, you know, like Live Without a Net, and we've mentioned this 100 times, that was shot on film, 16 millimeter. In fact, I do have my 16 millimeter reel here too. So you saw the 35 millimeter. Here's the 16. This is what Live Without a Net was shot on.
Huh.
I don't want to pull up the whole film out, but
what's on that?
So it could be this is an old industrial film that I honestly have never even watched that. But
you keep it right there.
Because it's
no,
porn.
because I prepped for the show. But all I'm saying is, you see those still shots that I gave Johnny, and those are 35 millimeter. Van Halen, like Live Without a Net, could look almost that good, if they would do a real transfer of it. That's all.
Like Kramer.
There's
Wow.
a great Kramer, a great painted. I think it's like a marlin or something, like some fish.
I don't know why he's wearing a Something Jesus t-shirt, because I never, ever, ever knew of NXS being anything less than a debaucherous band.
I think it was kind of,
Probably a tongue-in-cheek one.
Tongue-in-cheek, exactly.
Wait, what year was this? Was this 90s?
No, it's 91. Oh, sorry, yes.
You haven't been listening, have you? So I guess everything I've been saying.
He really wasn't.
91.
So John
91.
Mr. BL did say earlier that the Live at Wembley was 91.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you that this film made an impression on me, and I say film because it's a real,
because it's film.
like I said, 35 millimeter production, and it looks beautiful. You look at like the Freddie Mercury concert, which is great and great to go back and watch again, but it's all on video. It's all video, They shot it on video, and you can't upgrade that. You can upgrade film.
What did you think of the filmmaking aspect of the documentary? Like I mentioned to you, it was interesting the way they did
thought it. I was kind of hoping for more NXS and less Michael, but it was the Michael documentary, and I'm in love with Kylie Minogue at this point. After that video, him and Kylie Minogue had a, but the whole section with her, I mean, just like
I used to have.
I loved her back in the '80s, but after watching that, she's incredible.
She was.
And I'm sure Jason has an Australian.
He's a story that I've never told on any platform or whatever, just because it's never come up before. But there was this huge concert that happened in Australia back in 1986 into 87, and it happened to be in Adelaide, in my hometown, on New Year's Day in 1987, and it was called Australian Made. And the Australian Made show. This is probably going to resonate with you guys, because I'm guessing you've all seen Lost Boys, right?
Oh yeah,
Never.
Really, Johnny?
Really?
I believe that.
That's a great movie, man.
I'm kidding.
Oh, good.
They was filmed here.
Yeah.
There you go. So there's a song in Lost Boys which was Good Times, which was actually NXS and Jimmy Barnes together. Jimmy Barnes, the singer formerly of Cold Chisel.
I had that soundtrack on cassette.
Man.
That's a good soundtrack.
So the song that they closed, that was weird, wasn't it? The song
I'm drying clothes in the background.
Good. Gotta clean those things.
The song that they closed out the Australian Made Tour show with was actually NXS and Jimmy Barnes doing Good Times together. And the shows line up at
what the hell?
That was not me. Johnny.
Michael Hutchins is coming and taking over the show and messing with us.
That's not me, man. Swear to God.
No, Michael. Not you, Michael.
You said you're drying clothes.
Yeah, but that noise ain't.
That's the buzzer. That's the buzzer for the
earlier it was. Yeah.
Buzzer.
Yeah, Jason.
Anyway, I'm going to get back into the story now.
Nice.
Having things at my disposal. So when they did this big tour, they had a band called The Models on the show. They had I can't remember what Kate Sobrano's band was, but she's a famous singer in Australia. She was it Do-Re? No, it wasn't Do-Re. That was Deborah Conway. Anyway, Kate Sobrano was with her band. The Divinals. Does anybody know the Divinals?
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
We know their hits, the couple of hits that they've had.
We know that one song, or that one video at least.
Was that I Touch Myself?
Yeah.
So the Divinals were on it, and NXS were on it, and Jimmy Barnes were on it. And I think actually maybe NXS were the headliner. I'm pretty sure that they were. I think Barnesy was on just before. And a funny little tie-in, Paul. Our buddy Dave Amato from
let's get Paul's attention.
Was Jimmy Barnes as a guitar player on that tour.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that was the last time you and I actually spoke, was when we had a chance to talk with Dave.
Which was
with Dave. Yeah, that was back when it seems like so long ago, when there was this little illness going around that we all thought was not going to last, and here we are.
Yes,
3 months later. But Dave, one of the nicest guys in music, and you got a chance to show a whole lot of video and audio during that show, and And Jimmy, again, another guy who is a name drop for people in the know. People in the know how good Jimmy Barnes is. People not in the the general public. He had he had a little moment, and that was that.
Johnny, do you know the song "Working Class Man" by Jimmy Barnes?
You're
You're obviously familiar with Journey. It was actually Jonathan Cain who wrote that song with him, and it has a big piano intro that's very, very much a Jonathan Cain thing. Like as soon as you hear it, you're like, that must be a Journey song until Jimmy Barnes starts going, ah! Kind of how he sings. Phenomenal singer though. But so I went along to the show, and you got to understand that like back in 86, 87 in Australia, we didn't have a lot of festivals of doing that sort of thing with like 5-6 bands on the bill. And so New Year's Day is like, that's peak summer in Australia. That's like a hot August night for you guys. All right. Because, we have opposite seasons in Australia, which is funny because I'm in summer right now in June in Japan. But anyway, I had a very, very lucky moment. So I went along to the show with my mum, my brother, my cousin Julie, and myself. We were having a New Year's Day thing at my grandma's house, which wasn't far away from the place. And so we went down there, but of course we couldn't go in because in 1986 I was 14 or something. But we stood outside and we stood by the side of the gate, and believe it or not, we met every single member of INXS. And we met Jimmy Barnes, and we met a whole bunch of the bands because we just happened to be at the right spot where they were going from the stage to their dressing rooms and back and what have you. And so it was just like, wired fence, not barbed wire, but whatever you call those crisscross wired fences. And I had a little notepad that was really weird because like, if it's like that, for some weird reason, it was like a teeth bite mark sort of shape out of it. I don't know what the story was with that. I really don't remember.
Like a shark bite or something like that?
Something like that. But I actually got autographs from every single one of them, including Michael, and I have no idea to this day where the hell that little autograph
Oh, man.
But I got to meet all of them at 14 years of age, and that was pretty freaking
That's
cool.
badass.
Well, I got to meet all of them except Michael after he died. So I did work with
nice.
him. This was kind of around the time when didn't they have a show on VH1 where they were auditioning for the new singer?
Yeah, Rockstar.
Back in the early 2000s. Yeah, on that tour they came.
Preview.
What the hell are you guys doing?
I don't know.
Johnny, any explanation for what that was?
This is Michael's dryer.
Don't go busting my onions.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely not. I just pulled up. INXS sold over 30 million albums worldwide.
Yep.
They're right up there with a lot of the. I mean, what did Van Halen sell? I mean, they've sold more than that. I think like 70 million. Maybe.
Jumbio.
But I mean, yeah. It's not my. I'm on my. This is my off night for looking stuff up.
I mean, at 30 million, that's something else. That's a lot of albums, man.
Yeah, I mean, and I encourage. I mean, I said it earlier, but I encourage you to go back and just check out some of that stuff, some of their stuff. And this has been exploring and listening to a lot of their music and watching some of their videos and stuff was great. I mean, just discovering that. It's always great. I mean, every year I kind of find a new band that I rediscover. Like a couple of years ago, Black Sabbath, I just went into their catalog and really started looking through them. Grateful Dead a couple of years ago, the band, all that stuff. And I'm going to keep looking into a lot of the INXS stuff because it's a great rock band. And when you get down, I mean, a lot of it was pop, but a lot of it was just really great straight ahead rock and good songs. Not a lot of guitar solos, not a lot of any of that, but well-written songs and well sung. I mean, Michael Hutchins, his voice, I mean, you can't say enough great things about his voice.
Oh yeah, great voice, absolutely.
You can belt it out with the best of them.
If I may, Johnny, I've got a little something here to share on the screen. Is that me who does it, or do you have to make that decision?
I do see a little thing here.
Here's an interesting thing, okay? I just looked this up. How many records did Van Halen sell? And it's got right there 56 million albums. But when I change Van Halen to saying INXS, Well, it was supposed to be records, not records. Anyway, we get 60 million up.
Whoa.
So I don't know where
the
the
math.
numbers came from, but that's what I just got. So In Excess outsold Van Halen. Isn't that
Hits.
crazy?
How many singles did they have? How many number one singles did
God,
Excess
a
have?
lot.
I mean, we can keep going.
They probably had a ton of them.
In
I
Excess,
know poor Jay's asleep already, but you know.
Here's an interesting thing about In Excess, right? You see this here. All of these red lines, which are the singers, are four people because there was Michael Hutchins, then he passed away. John Stevens, who was the singer from a very famous Australian band called Noiseworks, although he was actually from New Zealand. He also, if you guys were fans of the Dead Daisies, he sang with the Dead Daisies for a while. JD Fortune, who's the guy who won that Rockstar show that you guys were just referencing about when In Excess were looking for another singer. And then somebody here whose name I can't quite make out. Is that saying Clarion or Sarian? I can't see it properly. Gibbons, whatever, is apparently singing with them more recently at some stage. But anyway, the other five members were all original members and all through the band throughout their entire career. That's not something you see every day, and the only reason they ever lost Michael.
Sure, yeah.
Away. But as far as singles go,
I was thinking of.
Go on.
It's very similar to like Blind Melon when they. I mean, and they weren't as Blind Melon wasn't nearly as big as, but in America they were probably as big as In Excess. But Blind Melon when they lost their singer, and then they and even Queen, you know, having new singer late in their career.
Yeah,
I guess is what I was. You know, very few bands have been able to do it. Sell out an arena.
Did decide to disappear. But as far as John Deacon, the bass player from Queen.
Oh, well, yeah, you get two people from Queen now, Brian and Roger.
Let me see if I can find In Excess singles. Let's see if we can get that to come up. Because you did ask the question. There's a lot. And you guys quite possibly may know some without even realizing that you actually know them.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows, you know, especially Kick, all the songs off of Kick. I mean, that was, for at least people our age, we've all heard it, you know.
29.
So here we go.
Jason knows I'm a fan of Aussie rock, but it begins and ends with three bands for me. Four, really, if you count Baby Animals.
Rose Tattoo.
Yeah, obviously AC/DC, Rose Tattoo, and the Angels.
Yeah, oh, there you go, the Angels. I thought you were going to say Midnight Oil was the other one.
No, I'm not a Midnight Oil fan at all.
Here's a funny thing about what happened with In Excess, all right? So you get, like, their very first album got to number 27 in Australia and 164 in America. How the hell that happened, I don't know. Their second album was 15 in Australia and nowhere else. Shabu Shabar was number 5, and that's after that was when they got big. So The Swing in 84, it was, sorry, not 83. The Swing was number 1 in Australia, number 27 in Canada, 37 in NLD. I don't know where that is. It's not Holland, is it? Netherlands, I guess. It probably must be. Number 6 in New Zealand and number 52 in America. Yet you go past Listen Like Thieves down to Kick, which you guys all know so well. Kick got to number 3 in America, but only number 2 in Australia. So that slightly earlier era of like The Swing and Listen Like Thieves were where they were huge. But I do personally feel that The Swing was a much better record. I really do. But like in the UK, they were a very, 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 very big popular band. And around the time of what you said. Sorry, go on.
Kind of the impression I got was that Michael Hutchins was very kind of separate from the band for the most part. He wrote his lyrics, he sang his songs, but the band came up with all the bed of everything. And he, actually, no, at least from the documentary, he didn't have. It didn't seem like he had a lot of. Not that he purposely was separated from the band, but it seemed like he had his own thing. He did his thing. He came in when the band needed him, and he did that. Is that kind of the way it went, or?
I don't really think so. I mean, you know, aside from the fact that he was traveling,
Didn't see them as like a band totally, but that Michael Hutchins was a kind of a separate entity almost. I mean, he was the breakout, at least, you know, almost like Jim Morrison from the Doors, you know.
Well,
like,
I mean, he's very much
band did their thing, but
he's very much like Jim Morrison in the sense that they, oddly enough, look a little bit similar. They were both tall,
yes, yeah, I got definitely
sort of curly hair. But he was very enigmatic and very, very well known as being the celebrity member of the band. I mean, he was dating Kylie Minogue. He was dating Helena Christensen, supermodel. He was dating...
or even Freddie Mercury, too. Freddie Mercury was the face of Queen, and most people can't name another member.
You know? Really?
I mean, we can. I don't know. Can
I
maybe
can.
Brian May? We can. Obviously, we can. but,
Dr. Brian May.
Yeah. See, I don't know, John. I find that a little bit odd because I mean, I think of Queen as being like Kiss to many degrees that like most people would know every single member.
You've got the European view of Queen. I don't know. I think it was more Freddie Mercury than anything else around here. I mean, and I could be wrong. I mean, that's just the impression that I mean, and I know as a music. I mean, I can name every member of Queen and I can name all their albums, but you know,
most people couldn't. Most people couldn't. They
know
would
Freddie. If they know Freddie, and then the second level is Brian, and that's about it. And
Sure.
and maybe Brian. I mean,
so, Michael, would you
even? I mean, I didn't know any other member of INXS until this week.
Michael, after Freddie Mercury and Brian May, could you name the other two members of Queen?
Who, me?
Michael.
Anybody?
Michael Smith.
Michael.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say again.
He's with us, isn't he, ladies and gentlemen? Michael will catch up eventually. Just stick around, folks. He'll get there.
I got shit going on in the background. I don't know if you haven't noticed
The
yet.
clothes drying. No, the question I had was, aside from Freddie Mercury and Brian May, could you name the other two members of Queen?
I have no idea.
See, that's interesting. Even I could name their touring keyboard player that used to be on the road with them everywhere they went.
What are you, big timing us?
I don't know.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, I thought that was common household knowledge that most people knew.
No, again,
The European
I'll reiterate.
I'll
reiterate.
View.
Queen was not big in the United States. Their legend is bigger than their reality. They were "We Will Rock You," "We Are the Champions." Another one bites the dust. Those were the two big ones, and Under Pressure. Those were the other ones after the fact. Yeah, but never. They were never huge songs.
When
I know Roger Taylor. I saw Queen in 1980 in Madison Square Garden, 20th Row Orchestra.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The Queen could sell out stadiums all over the world, but in the United States, they had a hard time filling a hockey arena. That's a reality.
I don't think they had a hard time. I mean, after the 70s and the 80s, they didn't have a hard time. You know,
Amanda,
in the 70s, they pretty much. Go ahead.
Sorry, John. Just I didn't want to miss this before it disappears off the screen. Amanda says, "Wonder if it had something to do with Australia and Canada both being in the Commonwealth," which I think is a good point.
Mm.
You know, both having like the Queen as the figurehead of the countries and what have you. I think rather than being a European view, I think it might actually have a lot to do with being a Commonwealth view. And keep in mind, The Office, the TV show, was made into an Americanized version with Steve Carell because you guys don't get a lot of non-American stuff. And I think that's a real big difference is like in Australia, I've talked about this on the show with Johnny and the guys before. In Australia, we got TV shows from all over the world. We got American shows. So we watched The Cosby Show when I was growing up. But we also watched English shows when I was growing up, like the original English Doctor Who series. We got Japanese shows. Like I was watching Battle of the Planets when I was a kid growing up, which was Gatchaman in Japanese. But, you know, Battle of the Planets, a lot of people know that show. Or G-Force, as you might know it as.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You know,
no, we had it here.
There you go. But you guys didn't get as much foreign stuff as what we did in Australia. We had a certain amount of homegrown content. We got a lot of international stuff as well. You know, like if you would think about the shows that you would sit down and watch, generally starting for the sitcom things at like 7:30 at night through to like 9:30, 10:30, a pretty large majority of what we watched was foreign, not actually Australian. Whereas for you guys, you'd be probably lucky in your childhoods. I mean, can you guys recall, other than maybe cartoon shows, watching much that was not American-made content?
No. Yeah,
well, yeah,
Monty Python and
I
watched some of it.
Yeah,
the young ones.
Yeah. The young ones. That was the big one.
MTV,
Midnight comic strip.
And,
yeah,
they brought in a lot of that stuff.
Somebody's phone's ringing.
I think somebody's calling us.
Midnight comic strip. Young ones.
Pick it up, Johnny. It's not
Dave Allen at Large.
On public TV, that was our exposure, Jason. Public TV here. That's where you got everything, overseas.
Yeah.
But there's still,
later on we had,
that still happens. That still happens. Iron Maiden has essentially abandoned the United States because they can make more money in South America and Europe than they can here because their touring production
They've been
is
doing
so
that for
big.
years. Yeah.
The tour production is so big elsewhere, and they can fill it.
Sorry,
They can
Jay.
fill tens of thousands of people. And here they play one night at the hockey arena in a couple of different cities, and that's it. So a band like Iron Maiden, who we all recognize as being legendary,
Absolutely.
And Motorhead was another example. Motorhead, bigger outside the United States, filled clubs here, barely.
But they're a British band.
I understand that, but that's my point. Queen, a British band, not as big here in the United States.
But what about Led Zeppelin?
Led Zeppelin. Funny thing about
Different
that,
era.
legend, but yeah, and the legend of Led Zeppelin. When Led Zeppelin played the United States, they played Miami, New York, Chicago, Dallas, L.A., and Seattle, and called that a
Detroit,
world
yeah.
tour.
Yeah.
And called that a world tour. They didn't play. They played 7 major cities here and called the United States tour.
No, that's not true. They extensively toured the U.S. throughout the 70s. I think they hit every city in the U.S. throughout the 70s.
What about Elton John?
And they've sold out just about every city.
Back in the 70s, wasn't Elton John huge in America?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah, that's.
What about Elton John?
Yeah.
And they sold out.
He was. Hey, Quentin James has a question.
Sure.
Quentin.
I was just wondering while the other kids talk about NXS, you want to talk about Van Halen or something interesting, or?
This is my show. At least Johnny tells me it's my show, and I invited Jason on so we could talk about some maybe a little bit different than Van Halen tonight. But it doesn't have to completely stray from
maybe
Van
we
Halen.
can talk about.
They're always on our
maybe we can
mind.
talk about my new Schecter Sun Valley Super Shredder 3, maybe.
Hang on, was your guitar made in America? Because if it's not, fuck off.
And by the way, I can't hear anybody, so I can only hear Johnny.
Well, thanks for listening, Quentin. It's good to hear
All
from
right,
you.
That's
Thank
a
you, Brian.
badass guitar, by the way. Cool.
I have to go back and listen to Jason McNamara make fun of me.
It's not hard to do. It's not really. It's a barrel. Actually, did you guys see the video? Did you guys see the video on Quentin's Facebook?
You kids go back to talking about NXS. I'm going to go watch some other show until you all get around to talking about something.
Johnny, tell him we're about to talk about him.
Go for it, man.
Okay.
Tell
Love you guys.
Bye, Quentin.
Peace.
Later.
So, did any of you guys actually see Quentin's video of when he received the delivery of his Schecter guitar the other day?
Yeah, I did.
I haven't seen
That
it.
it was so funny. You know, I've got to get it up and play it for you. It was hilarious what happened.
Wow.
Like-
Oh, no.
Oh no, it's
Disaster?
it's so Quentin James. It's not funny, and I'm you know what, he deserves it. It's really that simple. He deserves it.
Look, man, everyone's saying, you can go down on NXS. That didn't sound right. You can get down on NXS and but and like I said, it's only been this week that I've really enjoyed listening to their music. So check it out if you haven't. And I'm a Van Halen fan. I'm a classic rock fan. So I can appreciate great music. So
All right,
good rock band.
Here's an obscure reference for the week. If you want to go real obscure, let's go real obscure. I went to a CD place this week. I haven't even ripped these. That's why I'm referencing them. We all know who Tracy Guns is. LA Guns guitar player
Sure.
Tracy Guns.
I love how you tell us that we all know who he is, but then you have to preface it with the fact of telling us who he is.
Well, I should do that because some people in the chat may not be as musically astute as the rest of us.
Mate.
So no,
I know very little about Tracy Guns and
Well,
LA
then
Guns.
This will be fun for you because when
Good.
he left LA Guns for like the 6th time, he put together a band called the League of Gentlemen. And the League of Gentlemen is a classic rock based sort of hard classic rock with psychedelia thrown in there, a little bit like Steppenwolf, Blue Cheer, that kind of deal. So if you like guitar players named Tracy Guns and you know that he was in LA Guns, but you don't know that he was in League of Gentlemen, by all means, here's your obscure reference for the week. And now back to NXS talk. And that too is sarcasm.
There we go.
Yeah, that wasn't my intention. We don't have to just talk about that. We've been actually talking about some cool stuff, so we can keep going. And
Here's Quentin's
European versus the American view of classic rock versus the European view, which is interesting.
Commonwealth
and
and so on.
yeah. Well, I mean,
because
you can call it whatever.
The Europeans aren't as fickle as we are. They're just not. We've talked about this before.
All, yeah.
The eras change. And every 8 to 10 years, we go on to whatever the next thing is, and they don't. And they appreciate and they dig into stuff and they hang into something. It's that to use the David Lee Rothism, so we can get some Van Halen talk in there. Here today, gone later today is not a mentality over in Europe.
Yeah, I think Australia is quite similar in its thinking. But anyway, here's Quinton's video. This is hilarious because the delivery driver must have just been sitting there thinking, "Oh my god, I'm glad I didn't actually have to talk to this guy face to face."
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Hey, brother! Oh god!
Nice. That is good.
He's a bit excited looking at us.
That's what Nesdal does every day.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, it's
Oh, Quinton. He's a
now, does everybody do that? Does everybody tape when they get their when they video when they get their guitars so that they can have a documentation if the guitar is just damaged when you open it up?
Michael?
Right.
Well, I went live and we all saw it busted up. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I always film in the unboxing at least.
Yeah.
I always film that just in case.
I haven't
you
had
know,
a
something's
guitar day
weird.
in
Plus
about
it's
3
content.
years.
You know.
I got to be honest,
Or
I
at
don't have to
least-
worry about it in Japan. I get like guitars sent to my house quite regularly because I help people get them sent over to America because there's a lot of stuff here you can buy in Japan that you can't buy out there. And I probably do, 1 or 2 guitars a month.
Yeah, and also Jason, one of your posts which is kind of important about all the fakes.
Ah, yes. So thank you for mentioning that, Michael. I didn't even think to bring that up. So the problem is that like here in Japan, the eBay stuff that you see in America from Japan is actually not done by the sellers. As crazy as what this is. I'll do you a quick example. Johnny, can you find a guitar on eBay that says it's being sold from Japan and watch how quickly I can find the real seller and find you the real price?
Which is why you see the same picture.
Johnny
in so
doesn't
many
like to do
different,
homework.
Exactly.
so many different ads. They
Anywhere.
use that stock picture of like an Axis EX or whatever it is.
It's not a stock picture. They're taking the pictures from the actual store that originally owns it. So what they do is they find stores that like may not necessarily be music shops. Some of them are. Some of them are maybe like a pawnbroker type store and what have you. We have a few chain store versions of things like that over here in Japan. They get the pictures, they upload them to eBay, whether they use a bot or they do it themselves or whatever, I don't know. There's a certain amount of sellers from Japan that do this. There's actually quite a lot of them. And they post it saying that this is their guitar. And because, the eBay rules and regulations are you are not allowed to advertise something that you do not personally own. That is the rules of eBay.
Mm-hmm.
People send me these links all the time. So have you found anything by any chance, Johnny, on eBay, or did you even check?
On my eBay?
On eBay that's being sold from a seller in
Johnny
Japan.
doesn't want to get a virus from
Just regular
going
eBay?
on to
Oh,
eBay.
Yeah, 'cause I couldn't find any. I thought you meant go look at eBay Japan, and I couldn't find.
No, because the eBay doesn't actually have an office in Japan. They started out here, and because of the whole what's a pawnbroker? That's interesting. Do you guys not know what that is in America?
Pawn shop. Yeah, pawn shops. We have pawn shops.
Okay, cool. I don't know. We have different terminologies in different parts of the world.
I like how you use the word pawnbroker and then have to explain what it is.
Yeah, well, he said something else.
Pawn broke her.
You've got to enunciate.
Pawn broke her.
Pawnbroker.
I'm not British, man. Pawnbroker. Hello, governor. You want to come down and meet the pawnbroker?
Sounds the same.
Oh,
I know it's funny to hear an Australian doing the British accent. It's the
because
same.
we do it more accurately than what you guys do. Let's face it. The truth.
You live closer.
We actually don't. You guys live geographically closer, but Australia was populated by the criminals.
The criminals. Which, by the way, is the name of the high school sports team in Yuma, Arizona. They're called the Criminals.
Really?
That's their team name. It's the greatest team name in the history of sports.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's important to for everybody out there that's looking.
Oh yeah.
Online, Jason. I mean,
so what
people are getting ripped off.
Yeah, because what they do is they actually find the item and they increase the price from anywhere from maybe 30% to sometimes double the price, like a full 100% or however you term it, right? and they're charging through the nose for these instruments. But because people can't get them out in the rest of the world, they invariably just go, okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. I'll just get that. But it's actually, they're being ripped off. The reason I wanted you to find an example is I wanted to show you guys, like live on the show, how easy it is for me to find these things and get the real seller. It's
what's interesting.
Just send Johnny a link.
Our friend Mully, who we talk to every once in a while.
Okay, I found one.
Has told us
the URL.
You do like Yahoo Auctions Japan and stuff like that, and you can see the differential in price for some of these guitars as well. Except I can't read Japanese and do the translation for the cost. You know, the dollars to yen translation. But he suggests you stay away from eBay and stuff like that and just do some of those. And then there are, I guess, some auction bot sites or whatever like that will help you do that bidding as well.
I honestly don't. Jesus Christ! I suddenly got lost in my train of thought. Then I was doing something on my computer. I was going to answer you, and I got totally lost in where I was. Forget it.
All right then.
All good.
Sorry about that.
It'll come back. Just forget about it for a second. It'll come back to you.
Have you got that link for me there, Johnny?
Here you go.
Because this is the thing, they're actually set, like they have some sort of setting where I can't actually find these things. If they're from these Japanese sellers, they actually somehow or another block them from the Japanese market. But when I have a URL sent to me, I can see that. I just can't search eBay for them.
Really?
Yeah.
They block it there?
Yep. It's a really bizarre thing that they do.
Wow. Okay.
That's how desperate these people are to do this stuff. All right, so let me quickly...
Isn't that how China works? They have like their own, or is it maybe Korea? They have their own, like, completely censored and filtered internet. I don't know. And Japan isn't like that. I know Japan is.
No, China is though. China's
China's
ridiculous. Okay, so who is the seller on this one? Heli Who. Okay, and this is coming from Japan. This is an MG43. I can tell you right now. Okay, hang on. Let me just share the screen so you can see what I'm referring to here. So let's just go full screen. Okay, and we'll share the second screen complete. Oh, no, the first screen. Sorry, I've got two monitors here. Okay, so Johnny, if you can share that. All right, so check this out for those of you out there. So remember, I'm in Japan, all right? So Johnny, you can leave the five of you guys on, or everyone on the side. Just, you know, it's all good. Because I'm here in Japan, my IP address is in Japan. So when I click on the seller here, watch this. You can see here he's got 570 stars. But if I click on him and just go to try and see the other items in his shop, so items for sale, watch this. I get how many items showing up here? 28. Now, Johnny, can you do it from the listing that you had and see how many items you get up in his store because you're in America? And keep in mind that guitar that we just saw, you notice here it's not in the listing.
Not even in there. What did it show? 500 and something guitars, you said?
No, it showed. I don't know what the thing was at the 570.
Jason
was.
had 20 items. And
that the stars thing is that's how many things he sold, I think.
Oh, okay.
Johnny,
all listings?
Yeah, all listings.
I see 3,500.
Yeah, I see 28. So there's the first part of the scan.
For that one seller, you see 3,000? Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
By bots.
For Hey Who.
So now if I look for that exact guitar, all right, they've put in here in the code, they got Fender Japan, MG73, CO, and then 401, whatever the hell that is. So if I do exactly that and go to Google here in Japan, so let's go to a new tab and let's go to Google. And now let's just type in exactly what that text is. Now, keep in mind that I'm in Japan. Now, I've also got to double check the picture. Now, I know already that floor there is from a particular store that I know quite well. Look, there's even the serial number. That's from a company out here, which is pretty.
What is it? A Mustang? What kind of Fender is that?
Yeah, it's a Mustang.
Is it a Mustang? Or?
So if I go to Google Images now, there it is right there, and it's on another website.
That's what Dave gave away the other day.
Called picklink.com. And if I go there, you can see that's exactly the same thing there on that same company.
Yep.
Let's keep double checking here because it's probably bound to be somewhere else. I'm sure it's going to have the same text somewhere. Let's just keep checking quickly. Actually, maybe that Pickley thing. Let's see what that brings up. So let's go to that website. And what is this here? This is details on eBay. I don't know if this is a Japanese portal or what. I don't know this thing. It's not actually got any Japanese on there. Although I actually probably do have the translation thing turned on. Hang on. Oh, that's the star. That's the wrong thing. I don't want to star that. Remove. Okay, one sec. I'm pretty sure. Let me just get rid of a little bit of this text. Let's see if I do this. If I find the guitar somewhere. See, I already know for a fact that there is an Ishibashi background because of the company I used to work at. Slightly strange that one hasn't showed up. Normally they show
That's
up.
a specific model of the Mustang with those stripes, right? That's a
specific, it's a GT stripe.
Current reissue model, right?
I normally find these really quickly, which is kind of strange. And of course, the one I'm doing live on the air, it doesn't come up that quickly. Johnny, have you got any listings on that guy's store there that's like, I don't know. Actually, can you show us on the screen there one of the listings? Share us the screen of the listings of the guitars so I can just say, oh, yeah, I'll grab that one and find that one for you real quick. Ben Tom's giving me shit with saying slow.
I know.
Jeez. Keep going down, Johnny.
3,500. Oh, he sold something since we've been looking.
Isn't that funny?
It was 3,501 earlier, items. I think. So we're actually promoting his stuff.
Somebody in the chat must have.
So this is all his stuff here.
Yeah, that's right. I can see that.
So there's the one that you were looking at. There's a Telly,
Squire,
the bass, Mustang. Oh, one of those offset ones. Those are cool.
Oh, hang on. Go back to that Telly.
That red one.
Yeah, that should be pretty easy for me to find.
This one?
All right. Look, you don't even need to send me the URL. It's all right. Just leave that there for a second. I'll just do it from the text that's there. So I'll type that in here. So I've got Fender Japan TLAC-950. And it's got
oh my God, Steve Carmichael.
That's not far from the truth.
Yeah, probably.
All right, and then Brown Sunburst. And the postman's just pulled up out front of my house. I love Japan. Okay, there's eBay CA with the listing. I've found that. Or at least I found the image of it. So let's see if I find the actual instrument here for Japan.
TLAC, that must be Telly Acoustic.
Yes, it is. Very well deducted there, young fella.
Some websites just don't cooperate with this stuff.
I don't know is that you just showing it, Johnny, or
that's me? Yeah.
So
nice
here's the question.
I'd love to hear
go on, Paul.
Here's the question: Do you view it, Jason, as a scam, or do you view it as somebody opening up a business, an international business, with an opportunity to profit on exporting goods?
I'm glad you asked that question. So, because of my time working at Ishibashi and having to deal with this and having to go through all of these fake listings, what the issue was it was bringing to us working as a store is that people from America would see this stuff listed on eBay and they would traditionally come over to Japan for a guitar shopping holiday, which people did all the time. But as this thing grew during the time of me being at the store, I was seeing it grow and grow and grow and grow to the point that, like, you guys just saw it then. 28 things listed here, but 3,000 something things listed on Johnny's end. I personally see it as a scam because what they did was they made the market here look like it was so expensive, and people actually stopped coming over here because they would see stuff on eBay. We even got people calling up the store sometimes and actually saying to us, excuse me, on the phone, why is it that I look at this guitar on your website, but you're selling it on eBay at double the price? Why are you doing that? You fucking bastards, blah, 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 whatever they would say. It wasn't us doing it. So it was really, 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 really hurting the local market in a very bad way for people who are coming over here to shop.
Right.
That's why I see it as a problem.
Oh no, I get it. That's why I asked the question, because from an American capitalist viewpoint, you say to yourself, "Hey, there's a way I can profit." Secondhand market. There's no reason, and people do that here too. Obviously, you buy something at a store that you see in a pawn shop for dirt money, and then you turn around and you flip it. I mean, I don't know that it's any different than flipping houses or flipping custom cars or anything like that. But it does bang the market. It does screw the original retail outlet. But you what?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does screw the local market a lot. I think it's a really bad thing for the local market. This is the other thing as well, and this happens quite a lot, is that item there that Johnny just showed me as well, that I just am going looking for, that teleacoustic I haven't found either. And the reason why I probably haven't found them is because they've probably already sold from the original stores, and that's why they're not showing up here, because that happens a lot. So people will send in a message to these dudes on eBay and say, "Oh, I'm interested in that guitar," and you'll always notice that their listing say something like
guitar listed locally and subject to be sold.
Subject to availability. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for, actually.
Yep.
And then they call up the store and they're like, "Hey, have you got that guitar? I want to double check, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, sorry, we sold it." And then they have to go through and they have to pull off their listing off of eBay.
Right.
But I swear, if they're doing and a lot of these guys will do things with thousands and thousands of items listed. I mean, the store I worked at was one of the biggest guitar shops on the planet. And we had 2,500 guitars, and it was the biggest store in Tokyo as far as number of instruments in one store. So how the hell can these eBay dudes magically have all this stock? I mean, could you imagine? You just don't have the storage space in Japan to be able to store all that stuff. It just doesn't exist. So yeah, it's in my personal view, it's a scam.
Yeah.
Because look, if they were up front and saying, "I'm working as a way for you to access the stock or something or other," sure, no problem. But that's not what they're doing. They're jacking up the price something fierce. I mean, I charge people $300 to be able to do what I do for them. But, I'll contact the stores. I'll double check on all the information that they need. The stuff gets sent to my house. I'll repack it, send it off to them. In the case of that last guitar, I mean, I made a bloody video of the guitar because the guy was like, "Can you do something with it?" Sure, no worries. Plus, I mean, it's an Ibanez, so of course, why not? It's a J Custom and a nice guitar, so I decided to do it. But yeah, so there you go. There's the story behind it.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, I couldn't even find this one, so I swear to God, it must have been sold. It must.
So
have
this
been
takes us back to something you said about an hour and a half ago when we started out, which is Jason likes to help people out with guitars several times a month to people that are trying to acquire guitars in Japan for a nominal fee. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a cool thing for you to
with butter papa on the tongue. That character is Japanese too. Funny enough,
Baba Papa.
Is it really?
Barbara Papa?
I thought it was Canadian.
I'm pretty sure it's Japanese. I could be mistaken, but it's very.
I heard it was Dutch.
Let's see what the Googles tell us.
Oh my goodness.
Jason, you may not be following the story of Barba Papa. It's a running joke on the Tuesday show.
Okay, no, I didn't catch that one.
Yeah, it's a running joke with Mancuda.
Well, the fact that he recognized it without even knowing the joke is
we all. I mean, that's the thing. We all saw that cartoon on Saturday mornings, and we were like, "Oh Jesus, what a piece of shit!"
I had forgotten about it, but when you started talking about it, it came right back. Yeah, one of those memories.
I love the massive tumor growing out of the side of his head.
Of Gene's head, yeah.
Yeah.
The great thing about Barba Papa was nothing. And that was the thing, is like, if you're an artist, if you're a person like, we were talking about shows like Battle of the Planets and or as some people call it, G-Force or any of those other Japanimation shows like Speed Racer and all that stuff. Those had amazing artwork and amazing detail and amazing things, and couldn't get on Saturday morning US TV because they were showing fucking Barba Papa. Like there's a half hour that we could have seen something amazing. We could have seen,
something so much better than what we
had.
had.
Ultraman or something like that. We could have seen something really, really cool. But no, we got to put Barba Pop on. A thing that looks like it was drawn by a kindergartner. with their my first.
What was there was another one that was like they were just amorphous blobs. I can't remember.
There's
some Hanna-Barbera thing.
From Paris, France.
Shmoo and Herculoids.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
You do know that Shmoo's voice is Elmo's voice is just a rip-off of Shmoo, don't you?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Johnny, you got enough tabs open?
Same thing.
Or who is that, Jason? Got enough tabs open?
Right. Oh yeah, I got a lot of tabs because that's just part of what I do.
But yeah, that's the great crime of Barba Papa is that while Jason was talking about all these amazing, Japanese cartoons. Nope, not on Saturday morning. None of those shows ended up on Saturday morning. They ended up on weekday afternoons on the local UHF station because they could be licensed cheaper that way or something like that. I think to be on Saturday morning was prime time.
We got a lot of Hanna-Barbera, a lot. Like I remember watching Grape Ape and obviously Top Cat.
Oh, yeah.
Top Cat. We got
the
Jetsons, the Flintstones.
What was it? The Amazing Race, or what was the when they had the superstars like the contest?
Anybody else remember
what Amazing Race or something? I don't know.
Wacky Races.
Yeah, Wacky Races.
There you go.
With the really rottens and the somethings.
Yeah.
Shmoo is a cartoon sex toy.
Man.
Right. So yeah.
Well, I remember they took Shmoo and then they appropriated Shmoo for two of the Herculoids characters, which were also Hanna-Barbera.
Yes.
Gloop and Gleep.
Gloop and Gleep, that's them.
Yeah, Gloop and Gleep, which were not. I was like, that's Shmoo. Don't tell me that's something else. Except Shmoo had
the Super Friends. Don't forget the Super Friends.
All I know is Hanna-Barbera was a cheap stepsister to Warner Brothers.
They've actually, I don't know. They're both pretty cool.
They had any relation to Warner Brothers?
Yeah, they had their moments. Hanna-Barbera had their moments.
Even.
Yeah, that was the first gay cartoon character, Snagglepuss.
He certainly was.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and then Jabberjaw. Jabberjaw was also gay.
Oh God, Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw was obviously based on Jerome Howard, who we all know as Curly from the Three Stooges. That voice.
Amanda, I'm very sorry to hear that you had to go through that. She's just said we got Australian shows here too, because obviously she's up in Canada. Home and Away, Heartbreak, High, Around the Twist. All three of those shows sucked ass. They're almost as bad as Neighbours, which is actually where Kylie Minogue got her start from, was from being on the sitcom Neighbours. Guy Pearce, who's very famous as an actor,
I know that one.
He was on Neighbours as well.
Neighbours. It sounds familiar.
Oh, it was shocking. It was basically like a dramatic. It wasn't a sitcom. It was like I don't really know how to explain it. I can't even think of an American equivalent of it. It was kind of trying to be drama. It was on at like 6:30 or 7 p.m. of an evening after the news. It was very, very, very big. I believe it's still going. It's been going since.
It was a drama more than a comedy.
Yeah, it was more of a drama. It had a few like cheesy bullshit things going on, but it was like a continual storyline of like a cul-de-sac.
Like a soap opera. Sounds like a soap opera.
Yeah, it kind of was, but it was more cheesy and it gave a lot.
I get more cheesy than some of that.
Do you know who Natalie Imbruglia is? The singer, Natalie Imbruglia.
Yeah,
I know the name. I know the name. I don't.
She was back in the day. She started on. Johnny's like, hell yeah, I've jacked off to her.
Yeah, right.
No, I had all those albums.
Well, she was from
I had
Neighbours.
all her albums.
She was on the same show as Kylie Minogue. That's where she got started. So yes, a lot of people.
Awesome.
There. I love
the light rock Straturday night tonight.
Michael's having a bit of a
pop rock
lightning show in his background there. TV must be on.
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, he's watching.
It's usually on football.
Drag racing on right now.
Like sports. Yeah.
Drag racing? Oh, cool.
Wow, Ben Tom spelt Natalie Imbruglia correctly. Well done. Not the easiest name to spell. We had on the TV show that Amanda mentioned before, Home and Away, we had a girl on there called, you ready for this one? Rebecca Elamalogmaloo. She was gorgeous.
Elamalogmaloo.
Elamalogmaloo, that was her name. And Rebecca was spelled like that, spelling with 2 Ks and a H in it.
Oh my goodness.
She was a stunner. No idea what she looks like today, but goddamn, she was nice 20-something, 30-something years ago, whatever it was.
Well, when you referenced the Lost Boys earlier, my Jamie Gertz fetish immediately perked up.
Oh, Jamie Gertz. She was the one.
Oh, yeah.
Was she?
She was on Square Pegs. Yeah, she was in Crossroads too. Yeah.
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
And she was the bitch in
Seinfeld.
Twister.
Yeah, but like, think about it. If you had to choose between Jamie Gertz or Jennifer Connelly back in the day, I mean, I probably would have gone the Jennifer Connelly route.
Yeah,
Jennifer
Connelly was.
What was it? Career Opportunities.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Jennifer Connelly, but she was also, what was the other girl that was like her? Meredith Salinger.
I was just going to get into that point about her Dream a Little Dream.
You going to get into it?
What about Mary Stuart Masterson? Some of those.
Meredith Salinger was something, and then Joyce Heiser from just one of the guys.
Oh, that's right. I remember that movie. That was that was a good movie. What was the? I just watched Greyhound with Tom Hanks, and who was his wife in that? Elizabeth Shue. That's like her comeback. Like this is a 2020 movie with an awesome movie, Greyhound. If you haven't seen it, it's on all the streaming networks or whatever.
She was
Elizabeth Shue was his wife, and she looks as good as she ever did.
So you ready to feel bad about yourself? Patton Oswalt is tagging Meredith Salinger now.
Now, I have to say about Meredith Salinger, oh my God, what a rack on that girl. Holy
Johnny, you got a picture? We'll have to check
Has
that out.
anyone else ever seen the movie Dream a Little Dream?
Oh, hell yeah.
Him and Corey Feldman. I love that film.
Sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah. And I had referenced, Jason, you were on the phone. I also referenced Joyce Heiser from Just One of the Guys. Who you won't know. You won't know
TNA.
Joyce.
All I remember is the tits in that movie.
Yeah, Joyce Heiser was also in Spinal Tap.
Jennifer Love Hewitt was another one that had a very impressive rack.
She had a rack.
She said, I had quite a crush on her. There you go, Metal Soda. Just watch Dream a Little Dream. I really love that film.
Mm-hmm. And she was gorgeous in it too.
She really was. She was, the dancing scenes but I like the concept of that film. I mean, it's a very sweet notion film, and yes, Corey Feldman is actually a pretty damn good singer. Although the voice on that was actually, does anybody know, if you're a fan of Dream a Little Dream, who actually sang the voice that Corey Feldman was, let's say, miming, because that's what he was doing. Anybody know who the actual singer was? Do you know, Paul?
No.
I'm going to give them a second to see, because I know there's a little bit of a delay on the broadcast of the comments coming up. Have you ever seen that movie, Johnny? Dream a Little Dream?
No.
1989 it came out. Had Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, and Meredith and Jason Robards, Harry Dean Stanton, and Piper Laurie played the older generation, who are like the grandparent age. And basically what happens is that one night a boy and girl knocked into each other running through a shortcut. They wake up the next day, and Corey Feldman's character is actually the old man inside of the young guy's body. It's a bit of a body switch, but not in a cheap way. It's actually a very
it's like Freaky Friday and Big and a bunch of those other movies, yeah.
But less of the whole kind of gag version, I guess, in a way. It wasn't Corey Hart. It wasn't Michael Damian, although Michael Damian, I think, did do some other songs on the soundtrack. It was Mickey Thomas from Starship. He was the one who sang the Dream a Little Dream song. It wasn't Glenn Hughes. I like that. Axl Rose. Imagine that. Oh, man. If you've seen the film, you know why that's so funny. But the old classic song, Dream a Little Dream, from maybe the 40s or whenever that originally came out.
Mm-hmm.
Gets sung. And then there's an alternate version on the soundtrack, which has got Mel Torme singing it as a duet with Mickey Thomas. Which is over the credits.
Wow.
Yeah.
Velvet Fog.
Yes, R.I.P. Corey Haim, definitely. Hey, now there's another one, dude. Corey Haim and Corey Feldman movie from a little bit earlier, License to Drive. How freaking hot was Heather Graham back then? God damn.
Still hot.
I remember that one, yeah.
She is. That's true. She is still hot.
Still hot. She's a lot like Liz Hurley. They get better looking as they get older.
Mm.
The Hangover. She was great in The Hangover. It was a good one.
I just remember being 17 or whatever it was that I saw License to Drive and just went,
wait. I'm thinking of somebody else.
Mercedes is insane.
I just remember being 15 and cranking one out to Tracy Lords, not realizing she too was 15.
John, you got to change the name of the show to Rackaday Night Live instead of Straturday Night Live.
Or Straddling Day Night Live or some sort of weird.
Oh gosh.
Nicole Eggert, who Jason Lee brings in Nicole Eggert. Yeah, that was
Dude.
Charles Charge. That was a good show.
You know,
Just for
Nicole Eggert's finest hour was. You guys ever? You know the band? Oh, geez, now I've got to think of the name of the band. I've just suddenly lost it. Sugar Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody know why I'm referencing Sugar Ray here?
Yes.
I know. Was she in one of their videos?
No.
Oh my god, no! She was on an album cover.
She was on the cover.
And
Yeah.
no, you don't understand. Like,
I'm sure I've seen it.
Is this a big enough image? That'll probably do. I don't know if Johnny will let me show.
She was never that big. She was a petite woman, and she was beautiful.
But, oh my god, the Lemonade and Brownies album cover is like something special. Let's just put it that way.
Man, I'm sure I've seen it, but I can't think of it right away.
You're about to see it, and you'll not be able to unsee it if Johnny actually shares my screen.
The show's going to end early.
No, I mean we can show it because it's public, but it is. Yeah,
that's Nicole Leggett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
one of the best albums.
It's an album cover. Yeah.
Oh wow,
album cover.
I did not know that.
All right.
Johnny's quick to get that off.
Yeah, to be honest with you, that's actually the best Sugar Ray album they ever did. It's a very, very, very.
That's the best cover they ever did.
What year was that?
Lemonade and Brownies. Let me see here. What year?
I never even heard their music. I just looked at the cover.
It was when they were heavier.
I like Sugar Ray.
Yeah, exactly right. They were a heavy rock band
before they broke. So before they became big, or I mean,
they were like the Goo Goo Dolls. Goo Goo Dolls were much harder before they became famous. We played Sugar Ray on WAAF when I was coming up. And it was weird because when they had their big hit, we're like, well, this isn't the same band. And it turns out it was the same band.
Yeah, have changed throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
They were heavy. I mean, we played Mean Machine was the big song.
They were really they were a party band. I mean, that was kind of like at least their image when they broke. They were just a party band, Sugar Ray, right?
They were
band. They were
Southern California party band, yeah. But they were a lot. Again, they were a lot like Goo Goo Dolls. They were a lot heavier,
a good rock
band,
band,
little punkier.
I saw the Goo Goo Dolls down at CBGB before they broke in Manhattan.
But you know what I'm talking about, Michael.
Yeah.
They were a hardcore band.
Exactly.
Like
they were
Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Man, Michael, you saw a lot of bands back in the day, man.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of stuff.
Love my live music, man. Always love. Yeah.
That's awesome.
By the way, just for an update on what was going on with my music library, still have 32,142 songs to compress.
We've been through about 1,000 songs since we've been on the air.
Yeah, but it's we've been on the air for 2 hours and 14 minutes, and I think 3 or 4% more of my music library has been compressed.
That's pretty good. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Get beer, so I'll be back in a sec.
See, man.
Yeah,
are you using the same computer? Are you backing up on the same computer that you're streaming from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been having all sorts of problems, man, with this computer, man. Now I'm like lagging.
Is it on your computer or an external hard drive?
Well, no, the music's on an external hard drive, and
okay.
I've got them on the hard drive, and I'm dragging them into a smaller music library on my computer. But it's going pretty quick. I mean, I've got somewhere around 40 to between 40 and 60,000 songs to do, so it's going to take a day or two.
What's the quality of the audio that you're trying?
I'm compressing it to 128 stereo.
Nice.
So I've got it at 320. It's just a second backup, but I'm going to put it on on that Sony thing that I think we talked about a couple of weeks ago, that the music player, so that I can Bluetooth it to anything in the house or in my truck or everything like that, and just hit shuffle. When everybody says, "Oh, you can't really be surprised if you put your entire music library in something and hit shuffle," you can when you've got 60,000 songs on it.
Exactly. I mean,
here's one I haven't heard in a while.
if you have 1,000 songs on it,
right?
Yeah,
I have CDs and songs in my music library that I bet I haven't listened to in 15 years. Like we were talking about Gary Moore earlier. I have two copies. I have 2 copies of some of these Gary Moore records that I don't even know. Haven't listened to them in over a decade.
And it's great to hear him again. It brings you back, man. The memory.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sorry, you guys.
Johnny's having a great time on the side.
I noticed Cobra Kai and Amanda are talking about the Discord, and oh my gosh, what are you guys doing in there? This is crazy. I'll show this.
I haven't been in the Discord in months.
Look what's going on in there, man.
A little photoshopping.
That's golden.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
That's awesome.
I love that. It's only a matter of time before.
That's so good.
They're working on us right now. I guarantee
you. Somebody, Amanda, somebody screenshot that. That's a good one.
That shit is funny.
Yeah, they're having fun in there.
Just do some color correction. Though.
Keep going. Keep going. Cobra Kai. Keep going, man.
So, can you explain to me? I actually don't know. I mean, I've heard you guys mention it, but what is the Discord? Is it kind of like a Patreon?
No. It's a server. So let's say here I'll show you.
I used to be the poster child of Discord, but now I haven't been there.
Yeah. So it's basically it's just a you can go to it. Click on somebody please put !DING in the chat, and it'll link to the Discord. It's basically it's a server where it's mainly used by gamers where they can chat, while they're gaming, basically. But what I have is I've got a bunch of different basically you join it, and then on the left there's a bunch of different sections of different things that can be made, like we have post a selfie, which is what this section is, or no, this is screen cap faces. We have the guitar face, all different like Van Halen type stuff, guitars, and it's just different sections where you can post pictures or have different conversations within the different sections.
I gotta get back in there more often.
Yeah, I know. I forget my Discord login and all that shit, but now I'm gonna have to do it.
Let's see. Post a selfie. Let's see what's going on. Okay, yeah. Here's Amanda.
Discord. I have to use a username and everything, do I?
Yeah. You just create an account. So here's like Brian. There's Brian. So yeah, people are posting. Oh, there's me and Brian right there. Just like different.
Does that look like Al Petrelli?
Different. There's Mike. Yeah, there's me. The other morning.
I saw that picture. It's quite disturbing.
Yeah, there's Boner.
I love Johnny when he's sang for AFI.
There's Amanda there. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's my my picture the other day.
Oh, you want me, baby?
Hey,
there you go.
We were talking about In Excess. That's right along those lines.
Although I have to say, Johnny.
No, I don't know. But that's our American impression. That's our American impression of In Excess, kind of.
Okay.
I just put something up, Johnny, in my my room over there.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, Michael has his own room. Michael has his own Michael Smith posts. Here we go.
Yeah, if you can't get it on Facebook, you can get it on Discord.
Yeah, this is all Michael's stuff. Yeah, we got.
Yeah, if you're not following Michael on Facebook, you're missing out.
Well, I have to say, I don't know anybody who posts as much stuff on Facebook. How do you get anything
dude
done?
That's the one.
No, specify.
So
So
funny,
much
man.
quality content.
I will say, Michael does post
Afternoon.
quantity,
What about evening?
Damn, he posts a lot.
That dude's face, man.
I know. He wakes up like that.
Exactly. Oh, that shit is funny. Oh.
Has anybody else been watching How I Met Your Mother now that it's returned to Netflix? Or am I alone?
No.
I love that show.
I barely watched that when it was on.
I just put another one up. This one's for Paul.
I've never seen it.
Nice.
There you go. In excess. That's what we're talking about, man. Hey,
I'm
man.
telling you guys.
I encourage everyone to go out and watch that film. It's just a great content.
That
film.
film, it's a fantastic document.
At minimum,
Film.
have a listen
That's
to
why
the
I'm
album.
specifying. It's a film.
Have a listen to the
It is a
swing.
film.
The swing. I'll say it again, the swing.
What is that? I hope temperature isn't too high today. Willie, is he still with us? I think he's still with us, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, good. I met him several. I mean, well, I didn't really meet him, but I hung out. I got to go on his bus. I got to go on his tour bus, and let me tell you, that was contact high. I won't forget.
Look at this. We have another live chat going within Michael's room. Yeah. Yeah. The Discord's great, man, Jason. It's I've been telling people about it for like 2 years now, and finally people are kind of hanging out in there, you know.
Mr. Hailstorm 74 just brought up listen to the Ray Older solo album. Now I have to say I have not listened to his solo album, but I really dig that dude's voice. Any Fates Warning fans here at all?
Yep.
That's who he's referring to. I knew it would be you. That's who he's referring to. Ray Older, the lead singer of Fates Warning, has done a solo album. Interesting. I love Fates Warning.
Yeah,
Great.
I saw the album yesterday. I didn't buy it, but I probably should have. My guess is it's going to be something completely left turn, like when Marty Friedman put out Scenes. You know what I mean? But I think they probably
at the time.
Yeah, they probably put it in the metal section because somebody in this record store was like, "Oh, it's Ray Alder," but I bet it's not a Fates Warning record.
I'm curious to see who plays on the record.
We could spend hours just looking at the Discord feeds. Yeah, I mean, there's so much funny content in there.
What room are you? What room are you guys in?
It's all kinds of stuff. We're in the Michael Smith room,
down
at the very bottom.
That's going to be poetry, isn't it?
Michael Smith posts. Here I am. Now I'm in.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
We've got to love the bit of drool at the bottom of those lips.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yuck. Gross.
Looks a little like Jimmy Kimmel.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's when he's smiling.
Oh, shit.
Yep, that's good shit right there. So we've all tapped out. We've all decided to tap out of the actual show, and we're all hanging out in the Discord. So come join us, everybody in the chat. Don't bother anybody that's watching this on YouTube or Facebook. You're wasting your time because we've all tapped out. We're all playing something else.
I'm actually looking up the Ray Older solo album to see who plays on it.
What is this?
I can go all night long, guys.
Here's the thing, Jason. I'm one of the few people that actually liked Through Different Eyes as a single. I thought that was a great single for that band.
Are you ready for it?
And obviously, Night on Brocken was brilliant.
Why is it called boob sweat? And why?
Boob sweat.
And not humidities.
Humidititties.
Humidity.
This has been Kermit the Frog for Sesame Street News.
Mediocre Kermit at best. Mediocre Kermit at
kinda-
best.
I
I
kinda
don't know.
fuck like that.
Everybody does. Everybody have to do a Kermit. Hi ho, Kermit the Frog here, looking upside your blouse. Maybe you should unstrap those boulders and let me take a good look at them.
Sesame Street News.
That's the first
Didn't
thing
he
we
do the
all
news?
learned.
Wasn't
We all
that his
learned
thing?
Make fun of Muppets.
What is Sesame? Oh,
Muppet News Flash.
I
That's
wonder
what it
if
was.
Sesame
Muppet
Street
News
News was
Flash.
actually the original fake news.
That wasn't real? Like when he was reporting from Mother Hubbard's shoe or whatever it was?
I remember that. That's a good point.
Who had the shoe?
Scroll
Not
down,
Mother
Johnny.
Hubbard. The old woman who had the shoe.
Oh, it's under there, buddy. Go get it.
Jeebus.
Little Jeebus, huh?
Oh, good God.
What are we looking at?
I don't know what we're looking.
There we go.
I know which chess piece that is. It's the butt plug. Sorry, hang on, go again. The butt plug.
Here's our we have a Barbara Papa section, which actually
Oh my God, there is a Barbara Papa section.
yeah, Cobra Kai
A Barbara
platoon has been putting a lot of stuff in there.
Wow,
Barbara
love
Papa,
gun
great.
with Barbara Papa. I hope you're sharing those with the rest of the world because that's
Oh,
just
that's
that's
beautiful.
crazy. That's good stuff. The T-shirt is perfect.
The
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Somebody's
rule.
gonna make that for real. That's
Yep.
a great T-shirt. And you
Yep.
gotta have a quote. What would the quote
Um,
be on that?
And
Somebody
I'm guessing
in the chat
Gene-
or between us,
Gene
come
would
up.
take-
What's the quote?
I don't know, but Gene would take exception to it. I'm afraid I need to be paid for the licensing on that, please.
Love
You
that.
actually do a pretty good Genie
Barbara Papa.
Yeah. Yeah, that
That's so
thing's
well
great.
done.
So the
Oh,
problem
God.
with the Discord is you can get lost in the Discord.
Well, yeah, and if you haven't shown up there in a month, you have hours of work to do ahead of you. You know, basically, you go in there and you've got work. You've got to go through everything.
It's
and see
you have
what
like
you've missed.
you can have hundreds of like mentions in there. Yeah.
Hence why I'm not going to join the Discord. Right
But there's
now.
some good there's a lot of good content there.
I got
If
too
you
much
have
on
the
the
time to
topic.
explore it. Good night,
Yeah,
Jay
not a-
Hannon.
not a whole lot of
Jay's
names
not
there.
feeling well, so just want to mention that.
Discord.
Not a whole lot of.
Johnny, Discord just yelled at me.
Oh, you're gonna get banned from the Discord now.
You got in trouble?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Let me see if I see it.
Were you spamming?
It wasn't. It was. I'll show you the picture.
It wasn't that bad.
It was.
Well, wait. Let me look at it first.
Yeah, take a look. No,
Johnny's gonna
trust me,
approve
it's not bad.
For Mr. Hailstorm 74, I see that you just listed there the band members on the Ray Alder album. I've just found that on a website as well. I actually know Tony Hernando, who plays guitar and some bass on the record, and he's a really good dude. He's from Spain. Any of you guys know who Tony Hernando is?
No.
He's from a band from Spain called Lords of Black. Their singer was actually the singer that sang with Richie Blackmore when he brought Rainbow back together a couple of years back. Maybe a few more years ago than that, but yeah, recently.
Was he the one that had the two girls called Dawn?
I don't know. That went over my. If that was supposed to be a gag, it went over my head.
Michael.
Yeah.
Get that Tony Orlando and Dawn.
Tony Orlando joke.
I don't even know who Tony Orlando is.
You don't remember Tony Orlando and
You don't
Dawn?
remember
How,
Tony
how
and
old are you, Jason?
Yeah, but I'm from Australia. Hello, 48.
was-
but I don't know.
It was
Two
an
girls
awful. Yeah, it
named
was an
Dawn.
awful. They were the ones that did Tie a Yellow Ribbon and Knock 3 Times and
Round
those
the
horrible club songs.
Sorry to take everything off track, Jason. I
Yeah.
didn't mean to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
you
thought-
now you know the songs as soon as I said them.
I do know the song, yes.
Yeah.
But Tony Hernando is a really good guitar player and a really nice dude. That's all I want to say.
So what happened, Michael?
I don't know.
What did it tell?
I sent two things. It says that I was sending explicit content, which it wasn't, and I just sent another one and it went through. So
Interesting.
take a look at the last one I sent. We all saw this picture.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It said that was weird.
No. Hold on. Let me try to send the other one again.
Well, gentlemen, as much as
No, you want to see the weird one.
To do. I'm building a plugin at the moment for video editing that's going to be.
Yeah, I wouldn't let this one go through either.
So
Jason's trying to say goodnight, everybody.
Yes, I am going to go.
Oh, have a great one, Jason. Good to hang out with you, man.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, John. It's been a while. Johnny,
yeah,
it's been a long time since I've seen you, mate.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering.
Plug your show, Jason. You're coming on later today, right?
Oh, by all means. Look, I mean, it's going to be impossible for you Americans unless, of course, you just don't like sleep at all. Show starts at I think it's 3 a.m. Los Angeles time and 6 a.m. New York time, and you'll have to fill in your gaps. It's midday UK time, 8 p.m. Japan, and 9 p.m. Melbourne. And it's going to be me along with Neil Carter, who was Gary Moore's sideman, talking about all things Gary Moore. So I've actually got some very special rarities. So this is actually a tour book from 1985 from the Run for Cover tour, which I went out to some stores the other day and picked up some very, very rare Gary Moore bits and pieces that I don't know if I'd be giving them away or selling them off on the show or what we're going to do, but this is not exactly.
When I hear Run for Cover, I think of, what is it, Quiet Riot or Motley Crue?
I get
Quiet
that.
Riot, right?
Quiet Riot. It's an awful song.
That's Neil Carter from back in the day. He's going to be on the show with me. So he's going to be on the show with me soon. And we're going to chat about all things Gary Moore, and he's going to be he actually has been really cool. We've had a couple of chats, and he's going to be very open and very candid about stories from back in the day. So I'm really looking forward to this one. We're just going to concentrate on that whole rock era of Gary Moore. Not the blues stuff. This is the rock era. So we're talking like basically the 80s.
That's going to be absolute badass, man.
Thank you,
For
Michael.
people that don't know, Gary had like 12 records before anybody in America really knew who he was.
Yeah, he had a lot.
The G-Force records, the Coliseum stuff. There was a Gary Moore band.
There was. And Coliseum too, which Brian Spaulding has bought up.
Yeah.
Coliseum too as well with Don Airy.
Yep.
And but I believe. Go on.
I was going to say that the Phil tribute, the night of Thin Lizzy music, wasn't Eric Singer his drummer and Todd Howarth, who was also in Fraley's Comet, wasn't he with him as well?
No, he wasn't. No, I'm friends with Todd. I've never known of Todd to play with Gary ever.
Okay.
But Neil Carter, who had blonde, fluffy hair, like I just showed in the picture, he was playing keyboard, guitar, and singing, which is exactly what Todd does too.
Right. Maybe I just had to look like him.
But Eric Singer did play with Gary Moore in 1987 on the Wild Frontier tour. So the Live in Stockholm video was with Eric Singer. And Neil actually told me the reason why Eric Singer didn't last long in the band. Can you have a crazy guess as to why Eric Singer didn't last too long in the band? You're all Kiss fans.
Because he was poached.
No, that's not the reason.
No, I don't.
I got no idea.
Because he kept speeding up and it was driving Gary insane. Apparently, he would start a song at one tempo and he got too excited and kept speeding up. And that's
really.
Well, that's why he fits in Kiss so well, because that's exactly what Peter Criss would do.
There you go. So that's the reason.
This is why they kicked me out, and it's not bad. Otherwise, I wouldn't show it on here.
Right.
The girl in a bikini, is it not?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but there's Skittles down there, and look at his face.
Yeah.
Her and me.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Skittles guy again from the ad.
Yeah. And Discord told me to go screw myself when I put that.
Go figure.
You can't win, can you?
Communists.
No, I can't.
It's not Facebook, it's Discord, and
If
YouTube.
anybody wants to go back and watch the Gary Moore show after it's done, by all means, go for it. Although I will say I'm actually intending on recording the show because when you do a live stream, I don't know if you guys know this, Johnny, you must have this issue too. If you play anything musically, it actually doesn't come out in stereo. It's purely in mono. Did you know?
Depending on what you're using, yeah. StreamYard is mono, yeah.
StreamYard is mono, yeah, which is a real shame. So
OBS is stereo if you use OBS.
But I like StreamYard.
It's the future, man.
Comfortable platform.
Stereo is the future.
That's what they say.
Future.
Well, to be honest with you, actually, I think John's right because, like, as much as I love multi-channel 5.1 and 7.1 surround sound and stuff, unfortunately, it's almost like it's come and gone. At least over here, anyway. I don't know about
Jason. I was thinking of that. Absolutely. I mean, I don't hate to get back to InXS, but that film was 7.1 sound. I don't have. I mean, I used to have a 5.1 sound system. I only have a stereo now. I guess that's my cue.
The only guy that ever made.
You don't want to talk about like
thing.
good sound, like surround sound.
I have a 5.1. I had an old system that was 7.1, and to be honest with you, I never used it.
John, this is God. Stop being a cock for it, Johnny.
Bit slow on that one there. Anyway, I'm working on a video plugin for an overlay, which is going to be really cool. And if this thing does what I believe it's going to do, it's going to be a really cool thing for guitar videos in the future. So fingers crossed. I'm a bit of an ideas guy with my TV show, and which I have to put on pause because of bloody Rona.
Yeah, right.
Rona. I got to tell you, Michael, it's killing me. I can't do that because it's going to be at least another year or more before I can actually launch that thing. Everything gets back up and running. And
yeah, that's going to take off, though, man, brother. I'm telling you right now, it will.
I'm not to believe so. It's a shame that it's like this. Anyway, so I'm going to bid my farewells. Thank you very much for having me, gentlemen. And y'all, that's beautiful.
Yep. Great seeing you.
Have a great one, Jason.
Likewise. Thanks,
good week, buddy.
Thanks for having me. And bye-bye to everybody in the chats. Take care of yourselves. See you, Johnny.
See you, Jason. Have a good show.
Bye-bye.
Yep. Take care, brother. Cool.
All right.
Oh, man, dog. Lighten up. Come on.
Bent Tom, you want to say something? Bent Tom.
Yeah, we got people in the Discord. Somebody say hi.
Tom.
Sorry
What's
about
up,
that,
man. What's going
You
on?
want to say something?
Hey.
Say it to me.
How you doing, man?
Say it to me live.
What's going on?
Hey, Tom.
How you doing?
I can
We
see
lost
you.
we lost Paul. What happened to Paul?
Good, man. How are you doing?
There's Paul. I can see you, man. You can't see me though, huh?
Wow, we can.
Well, I
see
mean,
you.
you see me on here.
There is a video chat in Discord. I don't think we've used that yet.
No.
Yeah, jump in, John. If you jump
Yeah,
into
on
the Johnny
like an
Beane
8-second
TV live,
delay.
he's there's a video of him in there right now.
Yeah, it'll probably destroy my my feed here. So if I do anything on my other computer, it'll.
I'm gonna
mess
hop
me
in
up.
there. Johnny TV Live, you said?
Yeah,
Can hear
yeah.
it.
I see him. I can see you.
Well, if you guys can hear me, I just want to say, Paul, you have the most beautiful friends there with you. Your dogs. They're
Oh, thank God he said dogs.
Oh, I thought he was talking about me.
Thought he was going to go
yeah.
there.
Now
Didn't know where
these
we were
dogs
going
are
with
these dogs are awesome. They get me through hot days like 113 degrees and shitty days.
Good to
when,
cuddle up with a dog on a 113-degree day.
Well, it's not cool. They
No, I get it.
they have needs that I can't fulfill. No, they're awesome. They're the best thing. When you're having a shit day, dog doesn't care. Just scratch behind the ear and they're good.
Dogs rule.
They've been
Absolutely.
daddy.
Right? The only problem is they tear up the living room once in a while, as you saw earlier.
Yeah, it's worth it though.
Oh yeah, no, they're good. I mean, it's funny because this is one of the two balls that she actually likes. This one, and there's a big red one that he likes to steal.
Well, whichever one he's got.
No,
near him
it's
is
just,
the one that
they're a
she likes.
specific type of rubber that she wants, and she will sit down now. She'll lay down and wait for him to get bored with that ball, and then steal it and run away and piss him off.
And how old is she again?
She's probably, I don't know, she's got to be close to 10, if not a little more.
Okay.
Smart.
She's old and she's fat and she's got a little arthritis in one of her legs, but
She's a sweetheart. Look at her.
She's a good
Look at that
good
face.
dog.
Yeah.
The funny thing about it is she's the more aggressive of the two. If you come to the house, she's up and all about it. He's just stupid. He's still like a puppy. He's got to be 3 or 4 years old, but he still acts like a puppy, and is just sort of oblivious to everything.
Lemmy's attitude. I'm sure Lemmy's attitude was always like that.
Look at her. She's totally eyeballing that ball. She knows exactly what she's doing. She'll wait patiently until he makes a mistake.
She's scoping him out. Yep.
Look at her. She's totally got her eyes on it. She's
licking her
totally
chops.
waiting. Yep.
That's all mine.
She's gonna figure it out. She knows exactly what's going on. He dropped it underneath my SG, so I gotta get it before he knocks the fucking guitar over.
Oh.
There you go. But yeah,
he definitely seems more like puppy-like than she's chill.
He shouldn't be though. He should be adult now and be chill. Like, you know, usually about the time a shepherd turns 3 or 4 years old, they sort of mellow out a little bit.
But if there's an older dog involved, I think that they stay younger longer. If there's an older dog that's kind of the leader or the
like
the boss.
I've got him distracted. Look what she's trying to do.
Hey.
Who's that?
Hey, Amanda.
What's up?
Hey, Amanda.
Man, this is I think the Discord
Amanda?
is the way to take calls, you know, because it's all in real time and they can hear. As long as they're wearing the headphones, they can hear everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, leave her alone.
Yeah, they can hear
That's
whatever through you though. Is it? They can't hear
I
the.
can't hear anything
the
because I'm on my
YouTube
phone,
feed,
so I
but they can
can't
only
watch
hear.
the feed.
No, she can't hear anything. Sexy voice though.
If they're watching the video,
Sounds like she's been drinking
it
some
should be-
whiskey.
Yeah, but the video will be out of time.
Yeah,
Right?
I can't though because I'm on my phone.
It's
doing
in
both.
it's in the same Bent Tom. It's in real time, right?
No. Whatever they're watching from our end, is like 5
like you
seconds
asked them a
difference.
secret
It's probably a 5-second
Oh, okay.
difference.
I'm pretty sure it's in real time.
I think it's in real time.
Well, do the test. Like Paul and you guys did that with Mancuda. Like do the clap or whatever. Like when do you hear it?
That's awesome.
It's in real time.
Clapper.
Okay. Awesome.
It is.
Tom says it's in real time.
Way to be, man. Awesome.
How many calls do we have right now?
We have Amanda's here. Robot Master Switch is in there. Bent Tom
Johnny, do
is
you want
in
to see
there.
my Axis that I got a couple weeks ago?
Sure.
Huh?
It's a party.
We're gonna go there. I gotta go pee again.
Yeah, I got to pee too.
Again? Well, I'm going to go too.
Wow,
look out, Michael.
Michael's here. Ooh, echo.
That's Michael.
I had to get rid of that.
That was crazy.
Oh, nice guitar, man.
What's up, Michael?
Michael, mute the YouTube feed.
I don't have the YouTube view on.
Yeah, it's a 90.
Let me see. Yeah.
96.
It's still going.
Hang on. Wait. Michael, it's because you got the audio. You're not wearing headphones. That's why. The audio coming through your what you're watching here. That's creating a loop from your phone.
I killed my phone. It's off.
It's very trippy.
You're still in there though, right?
No.
See you.
You should not see me. I mean, I just literally turned the phone off.
Oh, okay. All right, I see. Let me I can't share the screen.
By the way, Captain.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Captain,
Who's that?
just for you, I wired up the JCM 900.
This is Robot.
Did you?
Hey, Robot.
Hey, what's up, man?
Love your show.
Robot.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Awesome.
Cool, man.
Awesome. Great to hear from you, man.
People should come up here and chat more often.
Yeah.
The Discord is rocking right
Use the voice channel.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in there.
Nice.
Like I can wait, how would I do that?
Johnny, let me tell you this really quick. I was going to ask you this question, and maybe John Biel or Paul or someone will know. So this neck, I measured every diameter I could and every spot in the neck, and it's almost spot on to, I have a real 1969 Strat. And it's got the same
I can show
diameter
I can
this
show
way.
you.
It's the same. You know, it starts out fatter and then it gets thinner up here in the same way.
Let me see.
You're saying it feels the same as a like a 69 Fender or 69 Strat or something?
The hell was that?
You lost me.
69 Strat, and I measured it, and it's almost exactly like 69 Strat.
Wow. That's a crazy
Wow.
Hey, I can actually hear
Ah, you
actually
ruined
hear myself when I talk now.
There he goes.
Okay, there you go.
What is going on? Wow. Is that live?
Is that an Axis or an EVH?
Yes,
Hold
all
it
the
up.
above.
Hold it up for me.
Looks like an Axis.
It's an Axis.
Axis.
Yeah, it's an Axis.
Yep, it's an Axis.
It's got a great top. Looks nice.
So what's this? Yeah, it's got a good top on it. It's funny because it's an Axis, but it's also faded.
Yeah, you can see the fade too. Yeah.
That's a nice top, man.
Yeah. But it's funny because it was supposed to be, you know, the report, the story is that by the time they started making the Axis, they were taking care of the dye issue.
It's apparently.
So what was the actual question?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what question, what chat we're looking at, what we're looking at.
Let's see the back of the neck.
If there's any reason why my 69 neck would be very close to this neck.
Well, my guess is the
that neck was
original
modeled
dimensions.
after the 5150, wasn't it?
Yeah, my guess is that the original necks,
nice.
You know, with the way Eddie wore them down, they probably mapped it so
Yeah.
that it's very similar. Yeah, the compound radius.
Yeah.
The Ernie Ball Eddie Van EVHs were modeled after the neck profile was modeled after what, the 5150?
The 5150, yeah.
So the 5150 was probably modeled after
the original,
an older Fender or something like that. You know, from a mid '80s guitar.
Yeah, well,
everyone was looking at the old '60s Fenders and stuff.
Yeah, that neck that he had, the original neck, was obviously a knockoff of a Fender neck.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, a little echo.
Echo, but
Yeah.
I don't know if Johnny's doing that on purpose or if that's just.
I have the neck
That sounds great. That's a great echo. That's like, I mean, you could market that thing.
But to answer the question, yeah, my guess is the original neck obviously has
echo. Just audio. It's just audio now. Yeah. When I share the screen, it creates such a loop that I'm trying to work around.
But Tom brings up a good point. Yeah, I mean that's you know, the 5150 was, you know, obvious. Well, the Ernie Ball was modeled after the 5150, and the 5150, you know, the Kramer neck was probably modeled after an older Fender. You know.
I hear it right on my.
And obviously the compound radius, some of that is going to be from wear. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those necks, Fender didn't do that. Grover Jackson was the guy that made the compound radius neck. So my guess is it's just worn. Your 69 neck is probably worn.
Yeah. I mean, and Ed didn't prefer the like a Gibson neck. A Gibson neck was too wide for him, too thick, and so he preferred the Fender neck. And so I mean, obviously, when it came down to the 5150, that's, you know, not necessarily. I mean, Kramer was making Fender style necks at that time, or whoever made, was it ESP making Kramer necks at that time?
ESP made all the import, the Japanese Kramers.
They did the import stuff.
Yeah.
But that was more modeled after a Strat than a Gibson, or a Fender than the Gibson.
Yeah. The earlier stuff. Yeah.
Strat necks were clearly flatter radius than Gibson. Gibsons are more like a baseball bat, and the Strat is a thinner, and that's my guess. And again, to my hands, and I'm certainly not a great player, but to my hands, the Ernie balls feel the best.
Nice.
There's Amanda's still in the house. I can hear Amanda. I don't know who's with us and who's not. There's Paul. No, that's Tom.
Everybody farted to the microphone. It's okay, guys.
Oh man. Well,
the dog paw here.
Man, all right. Well, let's have a roll call. We got the dog paw. We got Amanda's in the house. Who else? Tom.
This is interesting because if Johnny can work this thing out, then every week people can just join in the Discord.
Sure.
And
do the last hour with the whole group. Definitely do the last hour or so with everybody that wants to join.
And then we can all talk over each other.
Difficult, big delay.
And I'm working on that. Hopefully I did all right this week, but I'm working on it.
That's not you. It's everybody. It's the nature of a multi-camera show.
Yeah.
Duck out so I don't talk over people, but
talk. Now's your chance. Can you hear? I don't think you can hear me.
And go.
Oh, I was just going to say thank you, Paul, and thank you, John. I appreciate it. I was just curious,
That's absolutely, man.
I mean, the necks all trace back to an original Strat. I mean, that's Eddie's. That Strat neck was a knockoff, obviously.
Kind of like that. It's my Mexican Strat neck, but it's like that's the '60s version of the Fender neck.
I mean, think about it. When he was building his own guitars in the '70s, right? He pieced it all together, man.
It was this whole thing: is he didn't like certain aspects of the Fender, and he didn't like certain aspects, or he liked certain aspects of the Fender, and he didn't like certain aspects of the Fender.
Keep in mind when he was getting those guitars, from Jackson, from Charvel, Grover was working in the shop. He was the guy that pioneered the compound radius neck, which is why it's thicker. It leans out as you get closer to the upper end of the neck, because that's what Grover did. So my guess is Grover probably took the neck and shaved it nicely for him.
It's half Yoda and half Kermit. That's
well,
Grover.
it's all I mean, that's what Grover is. Yeah, it's all Frank Oz, baby.
No. So it's not.
Grover's
Henson.
Frank Oz.
Grover's Frank Oz. Yeah, I'm thinking half Miss Piggy and half Grover, maybe.
Yeah.
Grover Piggy.
So yeah.
Oh, John Biel, I know you've been getting into Kiss lately.
What, do you want to bark?
I picked this up the other day.
You want to bark on it?
Oh, nice.
Is that the Gene? Well, wait, who is that? Gene, right?
Supposed to be Gene.
Nice, the bobblehead Gene. Yeah, I love the. I mean, I bought the Kissology Volume 1, and I've watched that a few times. Some of the concerts and just the TV spots and the stuff that they had. Just the fact that the way the country and the way people reacted to them in their early days in '74 and '75. The Mike Douglas show. Gene comes on with, I think it was Mike Douglas or whatever it was. Gene comes on and his whole, what's his character? The demon. The demon.
Yeah. The best is when
the
Toady
shock
Fields
that people had.
When
was
Toady
it Toady?
Fields
Yeah,
outs
that's who it was. Yeah,
she outs him as being Jewish.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
His character, the money change.
When he says, "You never know, there could be a nice Jewish boy underneath here."
That's exactly
She goes,
she knew it. She knew it.
The hook.
They
you
had
can't hide the hook.
So yeah, and yeah, I mean, Kiss is. I mean, you can go so far, like with the history of Kiss. Like you can go so deep with the history of Kiss and what they did. Being just in America, in North America, what they did, and
well,
how they changed music. And we don't need to get into Kiss tonight. I mean, it's getting late anyway, but.
They're a better band
just
than they get credit for.
that first DVD set, the Kiss anthology was great. Sorry, Paul, go ahead.
No, I was just saying they're a better band than they get credit for.
Let's talk Kiss.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mad Dog says, Captain, you are 40 years too old for that toy. Have you noticed all the shit behind me? I bought a new Godzilla toy the other day.
Well, what was that? What did Rob Johnson has a new EVH? What was that doll that he had, or the little action figure, the EVH action figure? Where did he get that? I saw that, and then I saw a Facebook thing too.
somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be perfect for my 5150 stage. I'm gonna have to get if they. Hopefully, they have the whole band. You know.
Oh my gosh.
I refuse to grow up, Mad Dog. So there.
Did you guys tell everybody to mute their mics? Or they just did it?
Sounds if they're still online,
I
it sounds
refuse
like
to grow up,
everyone's
Mad
We used to want to talk over you, dude.
Oh, there we go. Okay, everybody muted themselves. I'm seeing that.
See?
Okay.
Well, yeah, because we didn't know if we were going to talk over people. I can't watch the show and do this at the same time.
It gets complicated when you're on like 3 different platforms: YouTube / Discord / Facebook.
Exactly. There's a long delay, and it cuts off the end of the.
Yeah.
So you basically have to just listen to the audio then.
Like.
They have to time their
Yeah, Boba Beatus.
like I try to do. There you go.
Boba Beatus.
All right.
Well, it sounds like this will be something that Johnny Beane will work on and see if we can't figure this out next week. Meanwhile, I believe we've done our 3 hours.
We good?
I think it's we've fulfilled our commitment. So
I think we're good.
Well, thanks
Johnny,
everyone
that'd be
for
cool
tuning in. And
if you can streamline this to get the Discord included with this live.
that would be cool. Yeah,
That would be
to have
really
people
badass.
In definitely like a an audience almost.
Yeah, just another way to get
people in the background. And
Yep,
you
people
can
in the chat.
hang out in the Discord and listen to us, and then if you
gets
want
people
to
to
say
join.
something, you can talk.
Chime
over it.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can already see the worry in Johnny's eyes.
Yeah, this is gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
Imagine what Renus could yell in the background.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Johnny is concerned about profanity and other things being on the show. So
Yeah.
Well, you get one strike. You get one strike, and then you're out, and that's the end of it. So, I mean, if you choose to use it on like that, then Johnny gets in trouble, and you're never on the show again.
Yeah.
Wow, look at
Bye now.
Just like that.
Look at John BL laying down the heat.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's I'm just batting for Johnny here, man. If
There
that's
was
what
an old man.
We're gonna read off the members.
Nobody's reading shit. We're done.
Anybody on the Discord? You can't see it, can you? Or you can all see it. Charles Green, Fruitcake Tony. Don't forget Michael Smith.
Shout out from John BL. Where I should go.
Who's
You know
that?
where-
Tom?
Go.
Tom can go fuck himself. So that's it for the week, and that's gonna hopefully end that
that request.
Little request, yeah. So. All right.
Yeah,
Subscribe.
somebody needs a timeout.
Hey, folks.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Everyone have a great week, and we'll see you next time, man.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, Discord members, Amanda, Tom, and everyone else. Thank you, Michael.
Robot Master
Paul.
Switch. Yeah, Dog Paw is in here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for listening to our not quite Van Halen week talk. We were talking a little pop this week, but I enjoyed it. So, hey, what do you want?
It's cool, man.
It's cool. Yeah, goes all over the place, right, John?
All good.
That's right.
All
And it's
good.
my
all over
show.
the place.
It's my show. So hey,
Yeah, it's his show.
I may as well embrace it. All right, folks. Have a great week. Good night.
I don't know what it is out right now, but it got breezy, and that's good.
I want to
It
put the
was-
dog out so I can turn my.
It was 102 today.
Wow.
I don't think we hit 100. 90.
Hello.
Yes, it's way too. It's my first Texas summer. It's more than I'm used to. Let's say that.
I'm in Canada.